Podcast, Self-Isolation Edition. Today on the podcast we have
at Tin Can Blues. I'm here. I'm in my house. I'm self-isolating just like all of us. We're all here on the conference call, and we're damn happy to be here. Damn glad we could do it.
Very, very happy to be here. Very glad to bring this to you guys, even though we're all trapped in our houses forever.
And I'm at Eric _83. I'm back, busted ribs and all. And so this self-isolation thing couldn't have come at a better time, so I'm actually pretty happy about it. I'm the only one benefiting from this disease right now.
So we're all just doing little blurbs? That's cool.
Yeah, they're going to do a blurb.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm Squeed at SKWEED, and I've rediscovered alcoholism.
Rediscovered.
Well, last 5 days for sure.
Is that what self-isolation has done for you?
Yeah, dude. Bailey's in my coffee, scotch for lunch, and beer for dinner.
Fuck yeah.
Well, at least you kind of ease down to like the easy alcohol by like bedtime.
Yeah, and then it's cracking hookers by like 4:35 in the evening.
Sure, fair enough.
As you do.
Yeah,
How else are you supposed to fall
As you do.
no one else will come over.
I don't.
Now that the hooker's there, she can't leave.
Exactly. So like it's like a 5-for-1 deal this week
Yeah.
so far.
I thought crack kept you awake. I didn't think it made you fall asleep.
Once you do enough of it, it stops making you high. It just makes you normal, and then you go to sleep.
Okay.
Then you wake up.
Not that I would know. I've heard.
Yeah.
The more you know.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
So what's the plan there, Grand Leader?
The plan today is I got a bunch of topics or lists, but we did talk about mentioning maybe our 5 favorite TV shows. I also thought we could talk about our favorite authors, because I know we wanted to talk about books, but I didn't really think that, like, I couldn't, honestly, my fault. I couldn't think of my favorite book because...
You don't know how to read. We get it.
Picture books count, motherfucker.
Well, actually, when you said pick your 5 favorite books, I went like, fuck, do I have 5 favorite books? You know?
Yeah, there you go. So I put favorite author because I thought for everybody, Tyson, it would be easy to pick an author.
Oh,
Thanks
for thinking of me.
You know, that's what I do. That's what I'm here for, man. And then I just thought we'd, talk about what we've been doing in isolation and what we're kind of into, and like maybe give suggestions to other people to keep their time that is including watch the Wheels Blues podcast on all your favorite podcast platforms.
I agree. I concur with that, actually.
And
That's a good idea.
and follow.
Smash that subscribe. Like, don't just subscribe. Smash it. Fucking smash it. And then download it. Even if, just download it. Even if you already listened to it.
Yeah,
download that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you all, whoever listens. Man, we love you. Thanks for listening.
We do. We've got kind of a few people going. I'd kind of like to know who's dedicatedly listening, because
Eric's
our stats. Well, yeah, him, obviously. Katie,
Eric's brother.
Eric.
Yeah.
I bet you your missus listens secretly when no one's around, so she doesn't.
You talking about to me?
Yeah.
No, she doesn't.
Yeah, no. I bet you she does when you're not around.
I doubt it.
No, she doesn't.
When she's not around,
Actually-
she's probably just finally at peace.
Fair enough.
My mom said she listened to a little bit of the first episode.
Oh, nice. Just
wow.
that
Wow.
she just like, fuck this. I'm glad he's in Alberta.
I immediately apologized.
My mom has listened to, and she's made it clear that I'm allowed to do this as long as nobody's touching me for the foreseeable future.
Dude, you're safe anyway.
That's very true. Yeah, that's kind of what I told her.
I don't know. You kind of looks like you did your hair up for the pod again. Look, like the Elvis thing.
That's just what it looks like, man.
Wow. Yeah. I bet you that's what Elvis said too. Just what it looks like. I just get out. I just wake up. It looks like this.
I'm just very pretty. I can't help that. But yeah,
Well, I think we should also do Eric's top 5 movies there, because he was out last week, and I'm sure they'd spark some good debate.
Absolutely. Thanks for reminding me. I did forget about that. Thank you.
We do
very much.
have to do
Yes.
it. We did make a big promise.
Yes, we did. Yes, we
Pretty
did.
big promise. And I did hashtag this episode Return of the Daniels because it's episode 6.
Nice.
You know what I mean? That's
Nice,
just-
nice.
Return of the Daniels.
That's
We're
clever.
glad to have you back, man. Like, it's fine doing the pod a man down, but we really missed you, man. It was, we like having you around. I guess we'll keep you.
The four of us have like the banter. It's not the same without the four banter.
How about
I'm
we
the
do,
Elaine to this Seinfeld
there. I thought
group.
you liked the George Costanza thing, though.
Well, yeah, I guess I am the George. I don't know. He's popular. I don't know. You guys are more popular than I am.
Are we
guess.
though? Am I? I don't really think that's true.
Yeah.
Do you guys think we should do our inaugural episode start shots right now?
Are we doing
Well,
this right now?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Wheels is
sip
the only
my
one.
nice scotch.
Okay, well, I'm gonna
Okay.
shoot this whiskey.
I'm going
Here.
to sip this wonderful Pink Whitney.
Oh man, I'm so jealous, man. We left the Pink Whitney at Wheels' house. We didn't realize it was gonna be the last time we had a podcast in person there. So
I'm
Yeah,
sure you meant the
bullshit.
studio.
obviously, that's what I meant.
Obviously.
Anytime
It's-
I say Wheels' house, I mean the Wheels Blue Studio.
it's kind of a
It's a
studio.
code word.
It's I'm not gonna have a house if Tyson has anything to say about it in a few months.
Hey, just because I said I want to trick out that spare room with soundproofing and all kinds.
That's
I
how
think
that's how it starts. It starts
put
with
up
the
our
spare
swag
room.
on the walls.
It
You know,
starts with the spare room.
Next thing you know, Tyson has made an office in your actual bedroom.
Yo, it's true.
can you snort quieter, Wheels? I'm trying to edit in here. Fuck.
He lives at the studio now because the wife kicked him out because all he talks about is the podcast.
Oh, fuck. I love the podcast. Of course, it's all I talk about. People are sick and tired of hearing about this fucking podcast from me, man. I put cards up all over. I put cards up at Home Hardware.
Nice. They're all like, "Go home, you dickhead!"
No, they were like, "What's this?" And I said, it's a podcast, and they were all like, yeah, "What's that?" And I was like, "Oh fuck!
You get people
What's
that.
that? I love
Oh
it.
no, wrong demographic." I see.
What's a podcast?
There is lots of old people in town. I bet you lots of people don't know what a podcast is.
My dad doesn't know because my brother told him what we were doing. So the next time I talk to my dad, he's like, "Oh, your brother tells me you're on the radio," or
Nice.
Nice. It's the millennial radio, Dad.
yeah.
You don't even need talent anymore.
Well, obviously, we've got 6 episodes now. Well, we'll have.
Oh,
Speak for
episode
you.
6, Return of the Daniels.
We live in
what
a
do you-
Mad Max movie now, so this is what we do now.
Man, isn't it fucking wild? Like I know
It's kind of wild.
I was still fucking working today, so I mean, I think I'm probably the only one that left the house in the last little while. from you
I
guys.
mean, at least it's not like there's still those 2 cases, but we haven't had any more cases.
Yeah,
That's true.
So I mean, it's here, but like the town's been good about
They have
mean,
been very good.
there's nothing to fucking do. So
well, everything fucking shut up like pretty quick. Like
Except for the gift
Yeah.
stores for some reason.
yeah, the gift stores and the gas station. I just make sure to I'm wearing. I put on all week long at work. I was just slapping disposable gloves anytime I
Yeah.
did anything, any doors, and I just rip them off, put new ones on. Some people were looking at me like I was crazy, and I was like, "Fuck you guys."
I mean,
I don't
come
give
on,
I don't give a
man,
fuck. Like,
at this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
I don't give a
Fuck that,
shit.
dude.
I don't want this fucking thing. I got like a kid here and stuff. Like,
But yeah, should we talk about happier things and happier times?
yeah, okay. Hey, why don't we start with Eric's top 5 movies? We'll just do like a lightning round here. Like,
All right.
Okay, so I guess in no particular order. So Help by the Beatles is definitely one of my favorite movies. It's hilarious. Obviously, the songs are awesome. And I wanted to start off with a movie that no one could argue with. If you can argue with that, then you're a nut. Then they got Moneyball. Obviously, Probably one of
second.
the better.
Did you say
Moneyball is
Moneyball?
rad.
Moneyball.
Moneyball is fucking rad. I love that.
It's
Yeah,
one of the best sports
Moneyball
movies for
is-
sure.
It's a great sports movie, and I love that. Like Brad Pitt, like they're also portraying this like he's a great dad. You know, he's got this like he's got this other life that he's like totally separating like from baseball. And I think it's just refreshing to see a story about like a single father who's fucking like actually like involved and.
And he used to be like this. He was this highly touted prospect, and probably one of the coolest parts of that movie is when Jonah Hill's the big analytics guy that Billy Beane hires, and Billy Beane calls him up after a bunch of flashbacks where like everyone's just touting Billy Beane, and it turns out his career wasn't that good. And he says to Jonah Hill, he's like, "Where would you have drafted me? Would you have taken me in the first round?" And it's kind of like his boss, right? So he's like, "Oh, I don't know," and he says, "Just tell me. Where would you have drafted me?" And he says, "I would have taken you in the 7th round or something like that."
Pack your bags,
Yeah,
Pete.
pack your bags,
I just
kid.
bought you from the Cleveland Indians.
Yeah.
So that movie is line-orific. Like it is fucking line-orific. There's a lot of there's a lot of good stuff going on in there.
I love movies about like what's going on in the background, like in the manager's office of sports. I'd love to see one about hockey, but baseball's pretty good. If you've ever seen Draft Day, it's the football one. It has some.
Draft Day is awesome. Draft Day
Draft
is
Day's good.
you pancake eating motherfucker.
Yeah.
I just love that all that wheeling and dealing, and then the kind of things that they do to figure out if the prospect's worth the pick, and I love all that behind.
Plus Kevin Costner, man.
Yeah, I mean, it had an unnecessary and really pointless love angle in that movie that they didn't need, but. But yeah, Moneyball, man, that is fantastic. I love all movies like that.
Even all the sports shit in Jerry Maguire is good. It's terrible when it's just Tom Cruise talking to Renee Zellweger, but when it's actually about football and like the dealings of sports agents and stuff, it's pretty awesome. And "Show me the money" is one of the best lines in movies.
I like too in Moneyball when I think it's what's his name, David Justice. Is that the guy? He's like he's in the batting cages and he's like, whatever. Like I don't care what you have to say, and I'm
that shit's not for me, man. Yeah, that shit's for them. That's just
but that little pep talk he gives David Justice afterwards, being like I'm not paying you I'm not paying you $10 million or whatever it is to play here. I'm paying you $500,000. The Yankees are paying you all that money to not play for them.
Yeah,
play against you. Yeah,
that's they're paying them to not play for you. Like,
yeah, it's crazy to think about it like that. You know what I mean? Like that psyche of like an athlete that like a team eats your contract and now they're paying you to play against them. That's how much they don't want. Like that's fucked up.
Yeah,
that's
gotta mess you up a bit.
It's literally across sports that happened. That's crazy.
That'll bring you back
especially
down
for David Justice, because he's like he was a superstar like on those old Braves teams.
Yeah, but by the time I guess the Moneyball came out, he was pretty much done with his career.
I love
but.
I love in that movie too when the catcher that's blown his knees out or whatever, and they just want him to play. It's
Hatterberg.
Yeah, the guy Chris Pratt, I think, plays him in the movie.
Yeah,
and he's just at home, like, and you feel for the guy. He just loves baseball. He's all sad because his like all dreams gone out the window because he's so buggered up. And when Billy Beane and the other guy, the manager, show up and
Ron Washington,
like, come play for us, man. Like, we want you to play. And like. I don't know, it was good acting too, like just the look on his face when he's realizes that he's gonna be playing baseball again. Yeah, that was a good movie, man. Lots of good about that.
Yeah, it's a really good movie. So moving along, we got Superman 2. Superman 2. I can watch that movie endlessly. Fucking Terrence Stamp as General Zod is like, again, it's line-orific, and I mean, fucking Christopher Reeve Superman. I love it. It's my favorite of all the Supermans.
Wheels approves.
Yeah,
Superman 2 is fucking epic. It's so good.
Is that the one where he gets drunk?
No, that's Superman 3, which is also good. It's also a great movie.
I haven't seen this movie since I was young, so.
Yeah, which is the one where he is that the one where he loses his powers for a bit?
Superman 3? I think
No,
so.
Superman 2.
Yes, well, yes, yeah, it is Superman 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does he
goes into
lose
the
his
cryo
powers in Superman
chamber.
2? Yeah.
Yeah, he goes into the cryo chamber to be like mortal for Lois. And then they go to that like roadside diner and he gets his ass kicked by the fucking guy. Whatever the guy's name is, like Rocco or some generic trucker name. Yeah, he beats the shit out of Superman. The only person on Earth to ever beat the shit out of Superman.
Yeah. Then he goes
So then
back
he has
later
to-
too. Yeah, when he's got his powers back and he put the guy, like slide him on the bar and all that.
Not to open the wound here, but is the scene in Man of Steel a callback to that when like Henry Cavill's getting like bullied in the bar and then like it goes to the outside
It could
afterwards
be.
and his truck is like
Could be a
destroyed?
callback. Absolutely could be a
That
callback.
seems like kind of a bit of a callback now.
It's
Now that
like
I'm
your
thinking
kid,
about it.
dickhead. Look at poor Superman.
Yeah.
Solid choice, Dan.
yeah. Thank you. Moving along, Platoon.
Nice.
Platoon.
Nice.
Yeah. One of the better movies. Yeah, really, I watched that movie probably too young. But it's like, since I was like 7 or 8 years old, that's been like my favorite movie. Just in the shit, fucking worst case scenario for like everything. That fucking movie is good, like top to bottom.
Is that a Vietnam movie or is that like
That is the Vietnam movie, buddy.
I think Apocalypse Now is the Vietnam movie, but sure.
See, like, there's just too much other stuff going on in Apocalypse Now. Like, We Were Soldiers. Have you seen We Were Soldiers?
I have, but I don't really remember it that much.
So that's a Vietnam movie, but they keep going back to like showing the wives, like and what they're going through, and it's like that's a great movie, but that kind of takes away from me. Like I want in the shit war movie. I don't give a fuck what's going on back home. I don't care what they're doing. I just want to see like war action. I love war movies. If it wasn't for my number one movie, this movie would definitely be number one.
Have you seen Full Metal Jacket? Has anybody seen that
I've
movie?
seen Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
I've seen The Boys in Company C, Hamburger Hill, Apocalypse Now. I've seen like all the war movies.
War movies definitely your jam. Then definitely your jam.
Oh, buddy, yeah. Band of Brothers, which isn't really a
No.
movie, but should be a movie. Could be a movie.
Fucking long movie.
Yeah.
Almost as long as
18 hours
Apocalypse
of
Now.
World War II.
Yeah, almost as long as Apocalypse Now. How's that coming, Tyson? How many minutes in?
Yeah, man, I've been working all damn week, and I was busy all week. I had no time.
Dude, just get a cough. You can't go to work if you cough.
Yeah, well, it's okay. I think today we're officially on emergencies call-outs only.
Yeah, it makes
Oh,
sense.
that's good.
They're kind of
Right on.
trying to shut down the world.
Yeah. So like today, like the last couple of days, I was working like in an apartment building, and I was fucking scared. Like,
Yeah.
I went through probably an entire pack of gloves in the last like 2 or 3 days.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
no, it's getting to the point where, man, like put shit on hold.
Yeah, like if it's not essential, like if it's not a flood.
Your house is flooding. Fuck, okay, I'll be there, but like,
Yeah.
fuck you.
And, like,
Otherwise,
even like shut the water off. Like, I don't know how we're gonna handle some of that stuff. Like going into people's houses, we might be like, hey, you can't be around, and we're gonna come in and we're gonna like bleach all the handrails and all this stuff, and like, we need our own little entrance.
Tyvek gloves,
gonna
booties, and fucking a mask, man.
Yeah, like
But you need like a medical mask, not just like a fucking. You can't just wear a asbestos respirator. That ain't
yeah.
But like
So
once again, sorry, go.
no, I was just gonna say, like, yeah, I was doing other things like all week, just kind of, man, like we were just being really careful. And if do you have any? I was working with Mick, and I was saying like, oh, you feeling fine? Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Okay, we're all feeling fine. And what else do you do at that point? Like, I understand, like you could have it, not know it, but
Yeah.
What are you
yeah,
supposed to do?
What are you
Like,
supposed to do, right?
what are you
can
supposed to do?
only-
You
can
just
only
you
go
feel
so far.
fine.
Yeah.
I feel fine. Okay, we'll just try not to, we'll try not to touch the tools too much, and
Don't cough in each other's mouths. That kind
yeah,
of stuff.
no more of that. That's for sure.
No, make
It's
it
a
out and
shame,
make
though,
it
man.
work.
Those Tuesday afternoons. I tell ya.
Yeah, that's right. So, yeah. So, you know what? I should have some time coming up. I'll watch Apocalypse Now. I want to watch it. I've been looking forward to it. It's like fucking 3 hours, man. Like,
It's good, man. It's good.
Mhm.
Captivating. It'll keep you. Yeah.
It's captivating for sure.
Yeah.
But I kind of feel like Canada's doing really well with the whole situation. I'm worried about the States, man. There's so much there.
they got 1 million cases now, or
So
something
many.
like that.
It's
Or no,
100,000.
100,000.
It's
Okay.
not a million.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
100,000, but still, man, it's spreading so fast there, and they're run by fucking Muppets.
Oh my god, that guy,
so many
man.
Muppets there.
That guy is a dumb fuck, man. Holy shit. He's just like
he's such a Muppet. He makes doctors touch their face.
Anyways.
What's your number one, Daniels? Let's bring this back up. Eh?
Clearly Contagion. No.
Oh, damn it. I was thinking Outbreak.
Number one, Field of Dreams.
yes.
Classic. Makes me cry every time.
I fucking love Field of Dreams.
Yeah, it's a great movie. It's a great story. I can't not cry.
Okay.
It's so good, man. Like everything. It's
Yeah.
man, I would love to watch old timey baseball. Like just all these guys coming out of the woodwork, just guys long since passed. And when the doctor, when I can't remember, somebody gets hurt, and one of the doctor was one of the baseball players, and
falls off because the fucking brother-in-law picks her up and is like, "Oh, you turned your damn daughter into a space cadet," and she falls off of bleachers.
and then
I love just before that happens, he shows up at the field because they're like foreclosing on the fucking house, and he just like walks, like there's a game going on, but of course you can't see it, so he just walks through, and the fucking catcher like rushes him. They're holding him back. He has no fucking idea there's like ghosts trying to kill him.
and he has a catch with his dad, doesn't he?
Oh, so that's like the ending, and it's like, where it turns out that he sees his father, and then like Shoeless Joe is walking back to the cornfield, and he's like, it was you, like the voice that he was hearing. And he turns, and this is when I always lose it. Shoeless Joe turns around. He goes, "No, Ray, it was you." It's like you can see, like if you're behind me, you can like see my shoulders. Like I'm like holding it, like I'm stifling tears.
You're doing those dad cries.
Yes, I watch it like once a year, and I'm like, I have to, like Katie's like out or something. Like I have to watch it by myself because it's a bleak affair.
You don't want the wife and the kid to see you ugly cry.
No, I can't have my son see me ugly cry.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't.
Have you seen
He'll never
Field of
look at you.
Dreams, Sid? No, I haven't seen it.
Never in your life.
Never in my
Never
life.
seen Field of
I've seen
Dreams?
Kevin Costner movies, but not that one.
Is it as good as Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves?
I don't think I've seen it.
That's what I want to know.
That is a classic. You should watch Field of Dreams. If you have, I don't know, settle in, bud, because
No. I'm okay. I'm okay to ugly cry. I'm cool with that.
well, yeah, it's because now you're really all.
I don't
You
even
cried
need
about
Field of
Oilers
Dreams.
tickets.
I don't even need Field of Dreams.
Your life is Field of Dreams.
I hate this podcast.
Oh man! So yeah, that's the top five.
Our top five.
Honorable mention to the Maltese Falcon, which you told me you watched recently, which is
That was pretty rad. Pretty rad.
movie that
pretty fucking dope. I like the African Queen better and Casablanca,
Queen's
but
good.
it's pretty good.
Oh, dude, he's Tom
pretty
Hanks
fucking rad.
is like the Humphrey Bogart of like our generation.
I kind of
Are
feel
you
like
kidding me? Tom Hanks is the Humphrey Bogart of our generation.
yeah, but I don't really think that Humphrey Bogart is like an everyman. He kind of seems like he plays like the same like hard-boiled detective character in like everything.
Dude, they were all playing hard-boiled characters in the 50s.
That's fair point. But I feel like Tom Hanks has more range than Humphrey Bogart. I'm praising Tom Hanks. Let me do that.
In a weird way.
It doesn't happen.
Did you
very
picture
often.
Humphrey Bogart as Captain Phillips?
Captain Phillips is good. Somebody said that post-traumatic stress, like that trauma that he has at the end where he is completely shaking and everything, that was just purely good acting. And somebody was like, yeah, that's pretty accurate. I've seen a lot of people in shock, like some ER.
Well, it's not my blood.
Yeah. Hey, solid job.
That fucking movie is that last like 10 minutes is intense.
What about The Terminal? You see that, Tom Hanks?
Terminal's awesome.
So good, man.
Terminal's
So
great.
good.
What an outlandish story. Like,
Yeah.
dude's fucking country is like not a country while he's in the air.
Yeah. I love that movie too. He just makes the best of it. He's making money. He becomes like a professional carpenter. Everybody's like, wow,
Right?
Holy shit. And, like,
Could I
goes on a
close
date
you
with
up?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Oh man.
And he lives a dream in the airport. It's just right there.
Figures out the shopping carts and shit, and they're just like
Yeah.
watching him on the camera, like he figured out the shopping cart.
This fucking guy, the guy who runs the airport is like, this fucking guy. Like, you just it's ruining my life, ruining my shot at a promotion.
Oh, but yeah, right. Yeah, it's a good movie. Any Tom Hanks is good. Actually, you know what? I PVR'd Joe versus the Volcano, which
That's rad.
is a
That's
Tom.
rad.
Yeah,
That's
which is
rad.
on your what a stroke of luck that it came on one of those
Yeah.
news stations. So yeah.
Right on. You guys want to do top 5 TV shows that we all have?
Yeah, man. I've got a tentative 5.
Okay, me too.
Sid, you want to start it off?
Fuck yeah, and this will be my number 1. None of them are in any particular order again, but this one is definitely the top, and it's The X-Files.
Ooh,
I've loved that show
good,
ever since I was a
yes.
kid. Gathering around the old boob tube on Sunday nights to watch the new Simpsons and Futurama or whatever other shows they tried to fill that block with. Because aside from the Simpsons, it would change out every couple years, like Meet the PJs and all that stuff. But then at 10
Herman's
o'clock,
Head.
the X-Files. And it was like, hell yeah, this is the sweet spot right here. Like, I love the Simpsons, but man, the X-Files.
X-Files was pretty rad.
Man, I recently, like Black Friday last year, I got a Blu-ray box set of all 11 seasons for like $50 on Amazon, and I was pumped. Like, I've introduced Shannon to it and made her watch it all. Like, I think we're on like season 8, and it gets bad, but I'm still going through it all.
Does it get bad once the company leaves, or is it,
Yeah, once Mulder's gone and Scully kind of becomes the delusional ones, quote unquote. And Doggett's good, like Robert Patrick's awesome, but it's just, I don't know, without David Duchovny's deadpan delivery, and they developed some awesome chemistry over 7 seasons of that show. Like watching them on that season 10 mini season that they did where they were back together it was awesome. It was like they worked so well together. It was great. But yeah, no, that's all-time favorite show. Absolutely, hands down, the X-Files.
I gotta say, I like the episodes of the X-Files where it's like single arcs. Like I wasn't as into like the overarching alien storyline. I liked the more serialized, like I guess like monster or alien of the week.
Monster of the Week episodes.
Yeah, I prefer those episodes in the X-Files for sure.
Yeah, they're fun, right? They get quirky,
Definitely.
they get weird, they
Definitely.
get downright like sinister. But
Definitely.
yeah, the Monster of the Week ones are great. The season 6, I think, had like a lot of comedic episodes, which was just like you're watching it going, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like I'm loving this, but this is what the fuck?
yeah.
Like you just had a 2-episode thing where Mulder's in like medical care because he had a psychotic break, and then they're dealing with the vampire who eats fast food employees. Like, okay, all right, cool.
Good episode.
But yeah, no, and there's good ones with Doggett and Scully too. It's just the Like the canon episodes become so much more prevalent during those times, and it's just kind of It definitely lost steam, but I think it would have lost steam probably around season 9, even if Duchovny hadn't left.
Yeah.
But him leaving definitely just kind of sped that whole process up. And again, Robert Patrick is awesome, and he's good in that. It's just it's not fucking Dana Scully and Fox Mulder. So it's just
I really like Robert Patrick, but I'm always hoping that he just turns into a killer robot in like every movie.
just some liquid metal alloy and whatever the fuck he's in.
Yeah, and
Is he in Narc?
he wants to kill Sarah Connor. What?
Was he in Narc? No, I'm thinking of Jason Patrick. Sorry.
The movie Narc?
Yeah, Ray Liotta and Jason Patrick, not Robert Patrick.
Okay.
Sorry.
Wow. All right, who's next?
Wheels, you want to go?
Are we just gonna go one at a time?
Yeah,
like
do
the
your
movies, it's
5,
better.
Yeah.
then we'll do our 4, and so on.
Okay, yeah, no, that makes sense. That's okay.
Or in Sid's case, just do a fucking random fucking bunch of shit.
Dude, I've got shit written down.
It's only random for us. The fans don't know it's random.
I respect
No,
that.
I mean in no particular. I got like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 numbered top 5.
That's
I don't like doing that, man. My taste shifts. I don't want to have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can have a number 1, but
We're
the
gonna
rest
listen.
kind of just
We're gonna do
alternate.
episode 7. You're gonna be like, nah, fuck, I don't like that show anymore.
No, but it's just not gonna. It might not be my number 3.
Oh, okay.
Fuck.
Well, fuck. So, yeah,
Like my top 5 is
Like-
pretty much the best of like a different bunch of top 5.
Yeah, here's your favorite movies, and then these are the ones that you thought of when you're like, okay, my favorite 5. Okay, I can do this. These ones
Yeah.
probably fit that
Yeah.
description best. You know.
My top 5 is probably going to be different in like say 5 years.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
yeah, but that doesn't matter. We're doing it now.
Okay, in 6 months it could be different.
Okay.
You know.
Once that
All right,
COVID
let's-
movie comes out, that's going to be with Tom Hanks in the starring role. That's
Oh,
going to be
fuck,
my
I bet
favorite
he's gonna be
movie.
a beauty in that. Holy fuck!
Oh,
It's gonna be.
you know
just-
he is.
What do you got,
Movies-
Wheels? What do you
movies
got,
are-
Wheels?
Movies are over now. We don't get any more. That's
What are you
it.
talking about? They're just direct to laptop.
Yeah, that's true. My number 5 TV series is Firefly. It's an excellent sci-fi western that only had 1 season because the episodes were
It was so good.
It was really good. Yeah, listen, the network showed the episodes out of order, so when you watch them on TV like week to week, they didn't make any fucking sense because the network, like the episodes don't make sense because it's a storyline from the first episode to the 13th episode. So you got to watch them in a particular order to get what the fuck the story's about. And if you watch them out of order, of course it's not going to make any fucking sense.
So,
You're going to be like, what the fuck am I watching?
so they
what
were
is it?
trying to get it canceled.
I would
It sounds
assume
like.
so. I would
Yeah.
assume so, yeah.
Like, why the fuck would you make such a brain dead dipshit
it's-
decision?
It's a Joss Whedon show. It's excellent. The dialogue, the tropes, like he combines science fiction and western into like a friggin' perfect amalgamation of the two genres. They all talk like they're from the West, and they got like 6 shooters, but they're like laser guns, and they're all like on planets with like cattle ranchers and brothels. But they all live on a spaceship, and it's just there's suspense and action. There's like a government conspiracy.
So it's like Red Dead had sex with Star Wars.
No, Star Trek.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably more. It's more Red
oh,
Dead.
so
has
a
sex.
ginger baby.
It's definitely more Star Trek than Star Wars.
The main character was a ginger, so yeah, that's kind of what happened.
Can I
But
ask
what
you?
it is-
Did you like the movie Cowboys versus Aliens with
I do like that
Bond
movie,
guy
actually,
there?
Being
Yeah,
a freak.
I do like that movie actually. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. No, that's
I haven't seen it.
No,
I haven't
No.
I was
seen
like,
it.
what is James Bond doing in the Old West fighting
What?
aliens?
Lasers off his wrist
What?
gadget.
what can James Bond not be in a movie with aliens? That's
James Bond
something.
absolutely could be fucking. You could argue that Moonraker was a fucking alien.
That's sure. Judging by your laughter, you weren't too fond of the Alien James Bond movie.
It's a movie. I've watched movies before. I'll watch more of them, I'm sure.
I'll watch buckets full of them.
Bucket loads of films.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of movie watching coming up right now, I think.
That new James Bond movie looks really good if it ever comes out.
Nah, it won't.
No, probably not. But yeah, I guess Eric, what's your number 5?
Gonna go MASH.
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 For sure.
I fucking I love that movie. I mean, my handle on PlayStation is Trapper, and that's directly from MASH.
That's from MASH. Okay, there you go.
MASH, yeah, Trapper John McIntyre.
All right.
MASH, the show and the movie, on honorable mention on my top 5 movies to the movie MASH. It's actually a really good movie, but yeah, no, it's hilarious. It's smart. Meatball Surgeons.
No, that show is super solid, man. I watched a lot of that just random like daytime TV, and MASH is on, and it's like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna watch MASH. It was like Price is Right, MASH, and then like there were a couple other old school shows that were like, fuck yeah, anytime this is on during the day and you're home, like why wouldn't you watch it? MASH is great.
Yeah. It's a bunch of doctors getting drunk trying to fuck nurses.
Then they have
What's
super
wrong?
heavy
What's wrong?
episodes. You're just like, oh damn, dog. Oh yeah, I forgot they're in Vietnam fighting a fucking war they don't want to be in. Damn, totally
Once,
forgot that.
yeah, once Alan Alda took the helm, that movie or that show, yeah, it got real.
Yeah, it did. The
Wait,
end of that show, man. Goddamn.
Was Alan Alda not in the movie? Is he not like the main
No.
character in the movie too?
No, that was Elliot Gould was Trapper, and Donald Sutherland was
Really?
Hawkeye.
Donald
Yeah.
Sutherland, awesome.
God,
And
who's in
Elliot Gould.
Dude, it's a really. I have it on DVD. If you,
Sweet.
it's it's really fucking good.
I'd
Tom
be into
Skerritt.
MASH.
Tom
Tom
Skerritt,
Skerritt.
who was like he was in Top Gun, and you know, he's in that movie as well. He's like super young. That movie came out in like
It was like the
1970,
70s, yeah,
1969.
the 70s for sure.
That's where it's yeah, show and movie, fucking good.
Solid.
So where you at there, Tin Can?
Tin Can. You know what? I'll go with my number 5. American Dad.
Yeah.
Nice.
Fuck yeah.
I love American Dad. I think it's the best Seth MacFarlane cartoon. Like Family Guy is not as good as American Dad. It's American Dad is
Whoa.
It's
Yeah,
not. It isn't.
I don't know if I agree with that, but sure.
American
I think I
Dad
lean
is
towards your opinion here, Tyson. I think
Yeah.
I do.
American Dad is funnier. It's not just constant cutaway gags and relying on shit and fart jokes. Like there's legitimate hilarious moments. Like when Stan and Francine, they decide that they're feeling too old, so they want to be young again. So they become friends with like a bunch of like some young people that just do parkour, and the whole time Stan just like breaking his legs and all this shit and trying to keep up, and it's hilarious, man. American Dad's a good
That's a
show.
good episode.
Have you seen the episode of Family Guy where Stewie kidnaps the Star Trek The Next Generation cast?
Oh, that's a great.
It's amazing.
That's a great episode.
You get nothing like it.
I don't know, man. That American Dad is just so good. Like, have you seen the one where the CIA he's like, there's not enough time in my day to get everything I want to get done. You know, there's no me time. And this guy at the CIA is like, oh, just take this pill. It makes you not have to go to sleep anymore.
I really like the episode where CeeLo Green is like the hot tub.
Oh yeah,
That's a good episode.
isn't that house like trying to murder everyone or something?
Yeah, it's like a haunted hot tub, and he's trying to kill the entire family.
Yeah, dude, it's a good show. I like it. It's my number 5 for sure.
Nice. Fuck
All
yeah,
right.
good choice.
All right, give her shit, Sid.
Well, my next one is a super heavy anime called Neon Genesis Evangelion.
Nice.
It's fucking super awesome. It's been one of my favorite shows for a long time, and it's basically there's this headquarters called Nerve, and they're developing. Well, what they do is kind of secret, but like the world's gone through this second impact, and it's an angel came down and fucking decimated huge amounts of the population. And so their Nerve is like a headquarters designed to fight these angels that come down. And the leader of Nerve, his son, is like compatible to pilot one of these robots to go against it, but he doesn't want to, and he's got all sorts of weird ass mental issues that come out. For the first like 10 episodes, it is literally just robots fighting giant angels that come down from heaven to destroy mankind. But then it gets fucking weird. Because of course,
But then
But
it gets,
then it gets weird.
it's a solid. It came out in like 1995, and it's super good. They put out like 3 movies, I think, basically retelling the story to get people to understand what happens. Because like it gets weird.
It
philosophical
didn't
at the end.
help. It didn't help.
Well, they're
It's
re-releasing
excellent,
like
but the movies are really good too.
they are Death and Rebirth and the End of Evangelion,
Yeah.
and then they've got new ones coming out, which is like Evangelion 1.11, 2.22, 3.33, and 4.44.
Oh, cool.
I'm waiting
Cool.
for 4 to come out. I've got the first 3, and they put it into more of like a film setting, so it's more of a narrative and not so much like an exploration of the character Shinji Ikari. But
Are
definitely,
those the
that's-
ones that we watched together, or that you got me to watch?
yeah. Those are the
Yeah.
Blu-ray ones. Yeah, because I've got the series on DVD, and I don't have the movies because they're hard to find and they're expensive when you do. But they're all on Netflix now. The series is on Netflix with new voice actors because for whatever reason.
Americans
But
don't
yeah.
like to read subtitles.
Well, no, and you know what? Like sometimes, man, subtitles are a distraction.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm a dub fan. If the dubbing is good.
Yeah.
Some things I'll definitely switch the subtitles for because the dubbing is so fucking outright terrible.
Yeah.
But Evangelion was good, and I haven't watched it on Netflix yet. But anyone who's interested should check it out. It's definitely my favorite anime ever. And one of the
Animation is a lot better for dubbing than like live action shows, like live action movies or TV shows when they're dubbed.
Yeah, 'cause you can kind of time with the mouth
yeah.
flaps, right? You can add
Yeah.
in words or take away words to make it still work and get the point across
Absolutely.
without make it look like, what's
Yeah, you can't really do that as much in
that
live
kind of
action.
shit, right? Like,
Kung
Yeah.
Pao Enter the Fist disagrees with you.
yeah, but they did that shit intentionally and it worked wonderfully.
And I don't
Oh,
really think it
man.
worked that much.
Oh,
Oh,
no, those
man,
movies
it
are
was-
great. There's 2
it
of
was
those.
so
Kung
good.
Fury, or not Kung Fury. Yeah, Kung Fury. No,
Kung Fu Hustle.
Kung Fu Hustle. Yes, sorry, thank you.
Fuck. Man,
Man,
I
those
gotta
movies are
fucking
fucking solid
amendment to
gold.
my fucking favorite
Solid
movies.
gold.
Who was in Kung Fu Hustle?
It's
Stephen Chow?
Stephen Chow. Yeah, Stephen Chow. He was also Kato in the Green Lantern
Man,
movie.
the old lady that's always
Green Hornet
smoking.
movie. Sorry.
Oh, right? In her plastic fucking shower sandals. Hair
That
always
guy
up in
gets his
curlers.
face punched into like complete flat into the floor.
So
I
good.
bought that
So
movie
good.
on
That
DVD
that
like the
movie's
next
fucking
day.
stellar.
Sounds like something Batman would do.
Hey.
Because Batman doesn't kill people, he just like severely concuss you.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just
He
have brain
cripples
Give
somebody.
you
damage.
some pretty
Permanent
serious
brain
fucking
damage,
brain
for
damage.
sure.
Yeah, but you learn your fucking lesson, don't you?
Well, yeah. When you're eating fucking applesauce for the rest of your life in a fucking mental ward.
Yeah, don't
Yeah,
fuck with
Good
that.
fucking lesson. Good fucking lesson.
But I
You probably forget
maybe
the lesson because of the brain damage. It is
Yeah. Well, listen, you don't even know who you are anymore.
You keep repeating the same bad behavior because you fucking got brain damage.
You know who Batman
Thanks,
is.
Batman.
You don't break the fucking law.
Thanks, Batman. He's a reoffender now.
I'm pretty sure in the definition of the word vigilante is someone who doesn't obey the law. Like, I'm sure it's in there somewhere. Fuck. Ashroot 1, fact check that shit.
Fact check
Speaking
it.
of Batman, my number 4 favorite TV show is Batman the Animated Series.
Oh,
Because it's Batman.
Paul Dini
No.
does a fucking amazing job. That
Yeah,
show is
that
amazing.
art deco style of animation,
Oh.
I think it's so excellent. It's so good. And it's like the way he was able to take black construction paper and like kind of do a like opposite, like just do like a reverse of like putting color onto black as opposed to doing it on white paper. It's just ingenious. And Mark Hamill and Kevin Conroy are my Batman. Like
Plus-
everybody, I like Christian Bale and Michael Keaton, but those are the voices I hear when I read Batman or think about Batman.
the Joker for sure. That
Yeah,
Mark
man.
Hamill Joker is just
Yeah. And that's the introduction of Harley Quinn as well, who I've got a
absolutely.
soft spot for, absolutely. So
And it is
without that
the
amazing series, she wouldn't be there.
it is the definitive version of like Mr. Freeze. There's like so many like villains that they repurposed and redid stories for that
Yeah,
series, and they're so good, man.
And Paul Dini, man, like seriously.
Yeah,
That guy's-
he
hit that-
wrote a book that was like one of his struggles about he was living in New York during the time of Batman the Animated Series, and he got like mugged and kidnapped, or not kidnapped, so he got mugged and he got the shit kicked out of him, and like he got everything stolen, and he was super traumatized and like messed up
As
for
he
like a
would be.
long time, and he became an alcoholic, and he wrote this book about his traumas and tribulations, and he wrote about how like he'd see versions of like his animated characters that he wrote for, and how they like kind of helped him get through his personal struggles and his trauma, and he eventually came through it, and he's Paul Dini, and he's fucking awesome now.
He came in on the other side, Paul Dini.
Came out on the other side, Paul Dini, and he's better. But yeah, number 4, Batman the Animated Series. You should all watch that.
Yeah, it's solid,
you
man.
know what? It was on. It's on Teletoon, I think.
Oh, cool.
I was flipping through the channels like a week or two ago, and I caught like half an episode.
You know what?
You see it on TV and you stop because it's fucking Batman the
You know what,
Animated.
man? He does like a lot. Have you ever? You should. If you like Batman, did you see the Superman series too? It's the same guy, like the same people that created Batman the Animated Series. They did Superman.
Yeah.
After
Oh, yeah.
it's like and it's like how Batman is like kind of like an Art Deco 30s 40s
Yeah,
kind of
Super like,
noir story. Superman is like a 50s 60s kind of like sci-fi style story.
right.
So it's like all those. It's like done in the style of like 50s 60s science fiction. It's so good.
definitely no Batman, but it's all right.
It's definitely not Batman, but it's
You
really
need
really
Batman
excellent.
where you got Superman.
That's why I'm telling you.
If
Bud. That's why I'm
Superman is
telling you.
there, you give
Actually-
Batman the night off.
No, you don't, because fuck Superman. Batman's where it's at.
No,
That's right. Batman is where it's at.
Not,
But actually,
It's like, hold on, I'm coming over there.
Do it. I have security on my building. You can't get into this thing.
Oh,
yeah,
shit.
but he'll just buzz you. He'll just buzz your door, and you'll be like, "Yeah, fuck, come on in, man." Oh fuck!
I'm
better
surprised
roll
I didn't unplug the phone. I did last time we recorded here.
but when we're allowed to leave our houses again, I'll lend you Superman the Animated Series because I have it on.
Oh,
DVD.
sweet.
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah. Sterilize it and send it on
I
over,
will.
man.
I will. Yeah, I will.
You can send
Take
it
it
with
away.
his shirt
Oh yeah, I guess I could do that. couldn't
and his
I? I
business
could-
cards
I could send you a care package. Yeah, I suppose I could do that.
and all those other things that Daniels is like, "Hey, can you just drop those off?" I'm like, "Nah, yeah, they're at Justin's house. I mean, at the studio."
But yeah, that was my number 4. So Daniels is next. Daniels is next.
Gonna go Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Fuck yeah. I knew that you'd leave it up in there.
Naturally, I totally, there's a kindred spirit there. I mean, if you listen to the Jehovah Witness story, that's pretty much a fucking episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm once you throw the cutscene in. Yeah, it's I laugh like at every episode, and I mean it's Larry David. Enough said. I mean,
Right?
the guy's a
Yeah.
fucking comedic genius,
Yeah.
and Katie loves that show. Like that's something that I can throw on. Like I have a few seasons on DVD, and like Katie loves it. I love it. Tommy will love it.
Tommy doesn't have a choice. Tommy's going to love it.
Oh no, it's Curb Your Enthusiasm is in the Daniels blood.
Yeah.
It's like
Cool.
the essence of that of that attitude, that mindset is
Yeah,
the damage was done from conception. I'll
That's
say
fair.
that.
that's fair.
All right, I'll give you guys my number 4. It's
Weeb.
Eastbound and Down. Kenny Powers.
Nice. Kenny Powers is rad.
Kenny
That's
Powers.
Fuck you, you're out.
Yeah.
Hey, Tyson, have you watched that the new show that he's doing, the Righteous Gemstones?
No.
No, that's pretty funny too. You should check that out.
Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah, it's the same people that made Eastbound and Down, but now it's this show.
And the guest stars in that show were great. Everything about that show, it was like it was made for Danny McBride to play that character. Like he's so perfect for that character. Just this cocky prick, like this self-centered, nobody matters but me asshole.
Yeah,
And he plays it.
A garbage human.
Yeah, he's just a piece
He's
of shit, and he
Very
plays
good
it.
at being a garbage human.
He somehow makes me like him. Like that's how good the character's written and how good he acts it out. Where I'm like, I like Kenny Powers, so I want him to succeed. I want him to, and Jason Sudeikis, and like I think it's season 3 when they're playing in like in the minor leagues somewhere, and they're dating high school girls. It's really fucked up. And but then he has Jason Sudeikis has like a cocaine overdose and dies, and but then turns out he has a twin brother, and it's fuck. That show is good. They have
Yeah, no,
he has
start
a
to
kid
finish,
with,
just hilarious.
yeah, he has a kid with April, but he's just like he's a shitty dad. Like he doesn't know what to do. Yeah, it's great. What a great show. That's my number.
I've seen lots of episodes of that like sporadically throughout the seasons of it, but I haven't like watched it.
Yeah, what they got
I guess
3 seasons of that
sequentially.
thing?
Yeah,
I think it's 4.
4? Okay, I've seen the first 2. I think that's it.
Yeah,
Don't you
season
have
3 is-
Crave, Justin?
Yeah, I do have Crave. I know it's on there. It's just there's so much
Yeah.
to watch, man. So much to watch.
Well,
So
watch
much.
fucking Eastbound and Down.
Maybe I will. Maybe if Tyson watches Apocalypse Now, maybe that
fuck,
could be my homework.
I
Hey,
fucking told
you know what? You probably get through Eastbound and Down quicker than you get through Apocalypse Now.
That's very true. That's very true.
I loved Apocalypse Now. I started watching it 5 years ago.
Yeah, there you go.
I think I hit the
It's that-
halfway mark.
It's that good. It's that good.
That movie should be called The Continuing Adventures of Apocalypse Now.
The war's been over for 50 years. Yeah, well, there's still vets.
over
There's
for
still
me.
story.
It looks like Eastbound and Down has 4 seasons, and there's 8 episodes in the 4th season. I don't know if it was canceled before
It's not bad.
they
Probably
could finish
canceled.
it, but man, solid. My number 4.
Good choice.
Good
Good choice, man. Good choice, man. Good choice.
What do you got for number 3, Sid?
See, this is where it gets tough, man. Like, there's a lot of shows I like. Like right now, I'd say because I've only seen like 10 seasons of it, and I just recently introduced Shannon to it, so we've been binging it. Is It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Oh man, that's such a good show.
I've been laughing
That's a
so
great
fucking
show,
much.
too,
We
man.
just like put it on, and we're sitting there playing like Evil Apples with our friends on the phone, and just like, all right, this is great. This is great.
Laughing about the
It makes me
dumb
laugh.
ass shit that's going on in the TV. Just
It's so gross.
good.
It's so ridiculous. It's so over the top. It's like I don't know. It makes me laugh. I like how disgusting and awful it is, and how much all those people are just like literally the worst fucking human beings. Like those are the kind of people you just want to never have ever involved in your life,
And
It's
like
one-
Charlie's
so
probably like
toxic.
the best human out of them all.
right? And he's just fucked up probably due to all the fucking abuse that he gets from
Yeah.
everybody else, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, so that's my current favorite. It's like my current favorite comedy show for sure. I was like, do I do fucking Seinfeld? Do I do, but I was like, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Right now is up there.
Dude, my favorite episode, and I've seen probably 6 or 7 seasons of that show. My favorite episode still by far is where they try to get on welfare because they think they can just get on welfare, and then they discover that they discover like they're not allowed to just have welfare unless they have like a drug addiction or a disability. So they're like, okay, one crack. They go to like some place where there's lots of drug dealers. Like, yeah, one crack, please. And then they're like, we'll just do it once. We're just going to do it once just to get the disability. And then like by like 10 minutes later, they're hopelessly addicted to crack and they're just doing whatever the fuck they can to get it. It's the funniest fucking episode.
That's such
Oh,
a
it's so good. Where they're just like,
So-
do we have enough? How much you got there? $200? You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll give you guys a deal. Today is 2 for 1. $200.
They don't know.
Oh,
what
okay,
the
that's
fuck
fair.
they do.
Yeah, that's fair. That sounds reasonable. Yeah, for sure. Let's do that. Yeah, okay. Just like one, please. Oh my god. Yeah, no, we just like we binged like the first 2 seasons the last couple days, so it's fresh and it's fucking hilarious, even though it's like that those episodes are 15 years old and they're still so fucking funny.
Where are you binging it?
I'm just buying it because you can't fucking stream it anywhere.
Oh, you're just buying it on like iTunes or Apple or
On
whatever?
PSN.
Yeah, okay, cool. Okay. Is it super cheap right now?
I don't know. The first one was $10, I think, and the next 2 have been 13, 14.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay. Cool. Fair enough.
All right, Wheels, you're. I can't remember. What's the order? Fuck, I can't.
Yeah, this order's fucked.
It's not fun. We had a system. We went left to
I
right
think it's
to left.
Wheels now. I
Well,
think
yeah,
it's
he's
Wheels.
last, so now, yeah, it's Wheels.
Yeah, no,
Wheels
it's
number
me.
three.
Time, I
Wheels
think.
number
That's me.
3.
It's me. Okay, now number 3 is The Big Bang Theory. I know this isn't a popular choice. Most people hate this show. I
That
get
is
it.
contentious, and I feel like I need to leave this podcast right now.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
You know what?
It's fast food television, man. It's comfort.
it is.
You can
That's
put it
a-
on in the background.
That's a really
My
good.
grandma loves that show.
But
That's a
I'm just
really good way to put it.
I'm just really amused by the characters. I think the characters are very amusing on that show.
You know it's bad for you. You know it's bad for your brain and your intelligence and all this stuff. But you watch it anyway because it makes you feel good.
Absolutely.
It's fast food TV.
It's
That's what-
absolutely fast food television, and I'm entertained by the characters on that show.
Y-
And
you know-
and I like all the pop culture nerdy references.
Yeah.
and-
that made being a nerd cool. It kind of did like that.
I
whole-
kind of feel like it's had the reverse effect now because
I
everybody's
don't
like,
know.
nerds are fucking. Nah.
I don't think so, man. I think it made being a nerd cool.
Dude, video games are the biggest fucking entertainment business
Yeah.
in the world right now.
I know
Game
it
of
is,
Thrones would
by
never
far.
have happened if being a nerd wasn't cool.
It
Like,
made
think about that. You
but
think you
that's-
could make a fucking show like that with goddamn dragons and swords and fucking magic and shit and be like, yeah, this is what people want? Like,
Spoiler alert for what I'm gonna talk about next.
well, don't talk too deep because I haven't finished that.
yeah. Don't talk too deep. I know normally you like going deep, but don't talk that deep.
No.
'Cause how deep
But
is
yeah.
too deep? Season 7 is too deep.
Of the
Season-
Big Bang- of the
season
Big
5
Bang-
is too
Oh
deep
yeah,
for me.
yeah.
So don't go too deep. I know where you're going with this because I
Yeah,
looked at
season
the previous
sank. There you
notes.
go.
But the Big Bang Theory, it's 12 episodes of nerdy goodness.
12 seasons, I'm sure you mean.
It is 12 seasons, yes.
Yeah,
12
you
seasons.
said episodes. I saw your box set. It made me sad when we were recording last week.
Of the Big Bang Theory?
Oh,
Yeah, I
man.
saw it and I was like, oh, he's got all of them. I just don't know if I want to be here.
No, it's good. Big Bang Theory is good at it. It's filled with pop culture and you know shit that you just like.
It's-
If you get it, you get it, and if you don't, well,
It's like fast food, comfort food.
It
That's
is,
what I
it
just
is.
said, you know. The
And
amount of
it's-
crap we put in our bodies, why can't we put something crappy
And,
in
like,
our brains?
you don't have to fucking pay attention to it for the most part. Like you can catch up if you miss a couple of like it doesn't really matter. It's just one of those things you don't have to follow it. It doesn't matter.
Thank you, Tyson. You're on my side.
I am
Thank
well
you.
because like
Thank
I
you.
enjoy watching it too. It's not in
Yeah.
my top 5. That's like,
Yeah,
but it's a good.
that's fine.
Because you know what, I have a problem with those kind of shows just because of the laugh track. And once I mentally know there's a laugh track there, I can't unhear it every time.
Yeah.
And every time Sheldon says anything, he doesn't even have to say anything. There's a laugh track.
That's true. That's true.
It just,
But that's like the essence of like that kind of sitcom,
yeah.
like watching like Roseanne
Yeah.
or whatever fucking
I know, but
Cheers.
Once you know
it's
it's
like
there,
the last sitcom to do the laugh track. Like there won't
Have
be
you
laugh
watched
tracks
Friends?
anymore.
Have you
Yeah, but
watched
what-
Friends without the laugh track?
I
If
will
you
never
watch-
watch. I've seen like a couple episodes of Friends. I do not like Friends.
Just YouTube Friends no laugh track, and you'll find out how not funny most of that shit is.
Yeah.
These people are just neurotic and psychotic, fucking self-aggrandizing assholes. They're terrible.
They're
I don't need no laugh track to know that fucking show is a pile of dog
that
shit.
show is
All
so
that shit, and I'm
racist.
just like,
so racist.
Racist.
It's a racist show too. It's so
Dude,
offensive.
well, like the first 15 seasons of The Simpsons is super homophobic, so
Isn't it? Yeah.
Different
all the
time,
jokes
man. It was
they
a
make
different
gay jokes
time.
all the time.
Oh yeah.
Dude,
And it's like, oh, I forgot this was cool in the 90s. I totally forgot that we used to just, on the playground, calling people gay to insult them. Whoops.
Whoops.
Yeah, being
Yeah.
a kid is all about learning from your mistakes, right?
yeah,
right?
there you go.
It is very much, very much.
you're better people for it, right?
And another reason I like The Big Bang Theory, Kelly Kyoko, because I can just watch her do anything.
Fair,
It doesn't really.
fair
So
statement.
Yeah.
boobies
Yeah.
is
Fair
what's going
statement.
on here.
I'm pretty sure it's why that season that show lasted 12 seasons. A big
Katie's
reason
dad
why.
It was
Loves that
that.
show.
That was
Yeah.
the reason.
That's a
See,
big
my
reason
grandma
why.
loves that show. They were friends. I get it now.
Oh,
It's for
yeah.
old people to go,
Yeah.
ha, these kids, ha, the fuck?
But it has some really funny moments. Like a lot of it,
Justin's up there.
a lot of it, you're kind of like, it's just kind of funny. But then you have a moment where like, Wolowitz, he makes it like he designs robots from Mars and shit, and he designs this robot with like a hand and it's passing them the soy sauce, and they're all nerding the fuck out on this thing, and then he's
But isn't
sitting
that
in
thing
his
for this?
Yeah, but no,
Of course he does. Of course
so
he
he's
does.
he's sitting in his room after, and he's making this thing, giving him a back rub, and he's like, oh yeah, that's the stuff, just like a real hand. And then you see the fucking gears click into place in his head, and then the next scene is him in the hospital with like this fucking metal hand in his crotch and with a blanket over top, and now and they're like, oh yeah, sir, we see this happen all the time.
Is he the one with the Beatles haircut?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the one with the Beatles
Yeah,
haircut.
okay, all right, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
It's,
you watch this show, you know.
it's got funny little moments like that.
Well, because whenever Katie's dad would watch Tom, we'd come home. The fucking Big Bang Theory is always on, and of course, he's older. He's got the hearing thing, so
Yeah.
it's like you can hear it in the hallway. Fucking Leonard's whiny fucking voice, and Sheldon just being fucking weird. I fucking hate that show. I'm glad you like it. I
That's-
wish it was.
That's cool, buddy. It's cool. That's all right. I'm not even gonna talk about my feelings about Seinfeld, so that's cool.
Well, we're gonna be talking some Seinfeld coming up here in a couple rounds.
Oh well.
All right,
I'm gonna use that time to go to the bathroom.
what's your number
Yeah,
3,
yeah, go ahead.
Daniels? What's your number?
My
3?
number 3. It's kind of a toss-up between. I couldn't decide between The Simpsons and Family Guy. The Simpsons, obviously. I mean, I was like 6 or 7 years old when The Simpsons debuted, and it's just it used to come on Friday nights on CHCH Channel 11 back home in Toronto. And there's a little flashback Friday for old Shrew one there, but yeah, it was like Friday night at like 7:30 was the fucking Simpsons, and then once they like every Sunday night, I've been watching Fox, like The Simpsons on Fox for most of my life.
This show's got staying power. It's not going anywhere either. Like
It's
it should.
different. It's different in that it's not Conan O'Brien writing for it. You don't get like the prank calls to Moe's. There's like
Classic
little
humor
things
is kind of gone.
Absolutely, but I mean, that's just so for me. It's I'm just like I'm with them, so I like it.
But
You
like
know what I
season
mean?
10, like Homer became more of an asshole. Like he really stopped caring about the family, and it became like inherently obvious that like his goals for the first several seasons were family oriented in his own bumbling doofus kind of way. But then he just became like outright self-centered and just disrespects his family, Marge and the kids constantly, and it kind of shifted the dynamic. I don't know. I was like,
The movie is stark for that. Like he is a piece of shit in that fucking movie. Like
he really is.
See, I'm
really-
I'm like on season 15, and I'm like, there's episodes I haven't seen because I legit just stopped enjoying it.
yeah,
And it's too bad. Like I'm still gonna make it through, and I'm gonna watch probably 7 seasons, full seasons that I've never seen an episode in.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I hear that Homer's character kind of reverts a little bit back more to like the bumbling oaf father who genuinely loves and cares for his family, because like once that went away, it just kind of became different. And then once Family Guy came out, it became kind of they tried to chase the heels because they felt they were losing ratings. I don't know. It just kind of
Yeah,
lost.
I
its-
kind of
it
feel
lost
like
its feeling.
The Simpsons and Family Guy, like The Simpsons changing is directly related to Family Guy coming out for sure.
Well, I think it
Absolutely.
began changing before that, but it changed more drastically when that happened.
Yeah.
Because once the writing the writers changed and the production team changed, and like you brought in different people and they had a different vision of what The Simpsons is going to represent and be. They're like, we're prime time. Let's get fucking change it. We'll I don't know. They definitely changed up at one point in time, and I haven't gotten to the point where they got back to it. Still gonna power through all the shit I missed, but it's one of those.
There's hidden gems. There's good episodes. You know, I mean, it's not like season 3 or season 4 where like you can watch like the entire season and be like, oh, I love this episode. Oh, I love this episode. But there will be episodes.
Yeah, there will be some in there that are solid.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, like watching the first 5 or 6, even it was just, oh fuck. That's why I say that all the time, because like that shit raised me. Like that shit raised most of us, I'm sure.
Yeah.
And it's easy to watch now that's on Disney. Like it's easy to just get caught up on all those. And they have all the seasons, and that's pretty much all I've been using Disney for.
Have they
I can't.
fixed the aspect ratio on it yet?
No, they
yes,
can't. They can't
didn't,
because the Fox thing.
Didn't they? I feel like maybe it's because I'm not watching those seasons.
No, they still got.
Yeah.
They still like cut it out, so there's shit missing, and you can tell because like there's gags where Milhouse is like looking at his wrist for a time thing, and you can't see him looking at his wrist because he just looks down and is like, oh, not yet, and it's like, what is he looking at? Like, is he getting a direction? What's happening here? I'm sure at one point in time Tyson could have told me the episode and timestamp of that joke, because this guy, man. Like 10 years ago when we were hanging out all the time, he was the Simpsons encyclopedia. It was
I did watch a
ludicrous
ton of Simpsons.
knowledge.
Yeah.
I
Ludicrous.
did watch a ton of Simpsons. Dude,
I used to be able to tell what episode it was by the couch gag. Like I could give you a full synopsis.
I've noticed that they
On the
repeat those
episode
more and
based-
more. Like those are repeated.
Yeah,
sometimes.
once they started repeating them, it obviously got harder. But I mean, like, there's some episodes where you see the couch gag, and you're like, oh, buckle up.
Yeah, you get excited because it's a good episode.
Here we
You're
go.
like,
Yeah.
I'm so-
B-Sharp's coming up. All right.
So, dudes, I sent out a tweet like probably a couple of days ago. I was watching an episode of The Simpsons where Homer goes to a high school reunion, where his high school reunion is in 1974. So that's the year he graduated high school. Was
Fucking
1974.
Don the Winger.
So that was so.
Don
So
Oliver.
there's 31 seasons of the show. Homer was born, according to Google, in 1956. So that in 1989, that makes him 33. So when that show starts, he's 33, and so that would mean right now, if there was, he aged, he'd be
He'd be in his
60
80s.
He's 64. He'd be 64 years old.
33 and 89. Oh yeah. Yeah.
He looks good. He
Yeah,
looks
he'd be
good.
64.
I remember that. I
So
remember
if he
that.
doesn't
Makes
age,
sense,
and he's still the same age now, because of course he is. The kids are still 10 and 8 and 1 or whatever.
Yeah,
That
Homer's
means-
been on the.
He's 33, and that means he was born in 1987, according to today's timeline. Homer is born in 1987, and he's a bald, fat,
I'm bald and fat and born in 87.
There you go. Fuck, it's come full circle.
I did stupid stuff with a girlfriend I neglect for sure. Right?
Yeah, very
guess.
solid. Very solid choice, Daniels. My number 3,
Absolutely.
I'm going to pick South Park.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that is, South Park's the best show for comedy. They're just so on the money with everything that they do, and they're able to do it because they do those episodes so quick. Like, I think we've probably all seen the 6 days to air, 7 days to air, whatever the hell it's called.
I'm
Where-
liking all the animated shit on our list.
Yeah,
I'm liking
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Speaks to our
stops.
generation, I feel.
It stops
Yes.
now, Justin, after this one.
No, it doesn't.
Oh,
Honorable mention to Dragon Ball Z. Let's say that Dragon Ball Z was an honorable mention.
Getting up at 5 a.m. to watch it.
We don't have
Fuck.
7 days to watch 2 minutes of him powering up to.
yeah,
Shoot
fun.
some-
Yeah, that's how long it
man.
takes.
Easy to throw.
Fuck you.
Fuck, he's fighting Trunks for 100 fucking years. Jesus
Fucking
Christ.
years, man. Ah.
Fuck. Last season on
He
Dragon Ball
only
Z,
does. He's still.
he's still powering. Yeah, like
still powering up.
Jesus Christ.
The World Tournament episodes of that show, like
Was just
I-
him standing there powering up? Probably.
No, dude, it's fucking everybody. It's the world tournament. Like everybody's fighting. It's fucking. It's crazy ridiculous. I'm sorry.
Did you
it's not
see
my
any
type.
of that, or did you just see him powering
No,
up?
I did because all my buddies in high school were fucking watching it, and it was like, oh, this Dragon Ball Z is coming out. I'm like, oh, this fucking like, what is this Pokemon looking bullshit? I don't have time for this.
Oh, come on, looking.
Well, back at okay, so like Dragon Ball Z, Pokemon, that's like this Sum 41 of fucking anime. All right,
Wow,
like,
whoa.
Pokemon, yeah, okay,
Whoa.
Pokemon, yeah.
all right.
Dragon Ball's
You know,
got a
like
history,
Akira.
a lineage.
Akira is like, Skid Row punk rock, but then you know,
Dragon Ball's pretty cool
They
because
ran out of money making Akira, and that's why they ended up having like Canon and all these stickers on Kaneda's bike because they needed sponsorship to finish the movie. That's not punk rock. You don't sell out.
did they actually make a movie?
What?
Akira?
That is a movie.
Yeah, it is.
Who was in it?
It was like the last fucking
Japanese people. It's Akira.
it's the last,
Japanese
it's
people.
like every cell of that film is hand drawn. It came out in '88. It's one of the
So-
best anime films made.
It's a work of art, man. Work
It
of art.
absolutely is. Absolutely is. It's a shame. You can tell like the first third of the movie is so well animated, and then you can tell they ran out of money and the animation quality dropped, which is a shame. That bike chase through fucking Tokyo. God damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sorry, off topic.
Yeah, a little bit.
So South
But
Park.
South Park, yeah, cool.
I
and
digress.
it's just so solid. Like there's pretty much gold in every episode. There's a few weird ones, but I love the ones where like Eric can't wait 3 weeks for a Nintendo Wii, so he fucking freezes himself and ends up in some kind of fucking crazy future in the year 3000 where they're just calling him Time Child, and then they do all this shit and they treat him like this like this god that has been unfrozen, and he's like, I just want a Nintendo Wii, and they finally get him a fucking Nintendo Wii. They go to this fucking museum of like ancient technology. They get a Nintendo Wii, and the tech shows up to plug it into his TV, and they're like, I'm sorry, there's just no way to plug this ancient shit into your this hollow television. And he's like, fuck, I just waited 3,000 or 1,000 years for this fucking thing. And I don't know, man. And then all this other shit, like just how they tie all the episodes in. I think that is like a 2-part episode is pretty good. Like,
Yeah, no, it is. It is. Butter he's like a Sherpa going out across the tundra to find him.
yeah, like
I like
Yeah,
that
the
the later
characters.
seasons of South Park kind of have like a overarching storyline. I like that about
Yeah,
the newer
that's really
seasons,
good.
for sure.
and like
Yeah, the
like
member
all-
burieds.
Like and then just the shit they wrote with like the superhero arc, like that started with one episode, and it became
Yeah.
not only like a huge arc in the whole story where like now there's all this shit going on, but it also became a video game.
It is.
Like
It's a
It's
great
good
video
game.
game.
I
The video
downloaded
game
it.
wasn't about the fucking the coon though. That was about their D&D, their Lord of the Rings cosplay shit.
well, that
Yeah.
but no, but the sequel was
The sequel
Yeah, the
was
fractured
yeah,
butthole.
Yeah, the fractured butthole was which I actually haven't finished yet, but I mean
Dude, neither have I. Dude, it's because we're not drinking beers and fucking playing that game side by side on the couch. That's why.
That's true. Like,
Oh,
we played Stick of Truth that way, and that was the
Daniels,
greatest
we should
fucking
leave.
game ever, man.
yeah.
Shotgun and beers at 9 in the morning playing South Park.
Holy fuck! If only if there was a quarantine then, we wouldn't have even known.
Dude, also, we've got like 70 days to play Last of Us together. So
Oh,
hopefully
okay.
the shit ends so we can get together and play that.
Oh yeah. Otherwise,
It'll take like 3 settings. We got 3 nights. That's all we need. Maybe 2.
Why don't you guys just do like a Facebook watch party? Watch
That's-
party.
No.
What do you mean no? No.
We need Pilsners and fucking cheese pizzas.
dude,
And,
I gotta drink gluten-free beers. Remember?
okay, so we need gluten-free beers and
There we go.
free pizza.
Gluten-free
Fuck
Oh
this.
my god.
You used to be cool.
Dude,
No,
it's
no,
a fucking disease,
no.
man. Honest to God, I fucking the
Disease,
doctor.
Stan.
It is. I'm fucking serious. I fucking went to the doctor. They were like, "Yeah, man. Like, if you eat this
All
shit,
right, Randy.
your
all right.
your fucking intestines will eat themselves."
Yeah,
Which is
I
what's
thought your
happening.
dick flew off. I thought that was a problem with gluten.
No. It was a smallpox.
Ah, yeah.
Different appointment.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So who's got a number 2? Who's the first guy with number 2? Sid.
South
No
Park.
pressure.
So
Oh, there it is.
So instead of talking about the modern stuff, I'll just relate the story of how I first discovered it. And that used to be on like CISA TV in Lethbridge in like, wow, when it was like first season, I'm pretty sure. And my mom stayed up and watched it one night. And she's like, okay, Sid, you got to stay up with me Friday night. There's this cartoon. You're going to love it. It's hilarious. So I stay up with her on Friday night and we watch it. It starts at midnight. You know, it's after the evening news. And it's just like, it's the Halloween episode where Chef gets like chainsawed in half, or Kenny gets chainsawed in half. And it was just like, my mom's sitting there going, I know you like this kind of stuff, but maybe I should have watched another episode or two before making you stay up. And I was like, nope, sold. I love this show. For Christmas that year, I ended up getting, my grandma sent me the like 6 episodes on VHS. So I got like a 3 VHS box set with the South Park movies, or the shows, all first season stuff. I got a Cartman shirt because he was always my favorite. Also, still to this day, my grandma's favorite character. She likes what a little fucking monster he is.
Your grandma watches South Park. That's amazing.
So yeah, no, South Park's definitely up there, and like, fuck yeah, man, that's I've been watching that since like season 1 because of my mother, and thankfully because it's amazing. And Cartman is also that's my favorite character. He's such a fucking monster. It's like Scott Tenorman feeding him his
Oh my
fucking
God.
parents. And then bringing his favorite band there so that we can just like, oh man, that's fucking amazing. It's
Dude,
amazing.
That was, man, Cartman is such an evil fucking, like when he decides to start the Christian rock band just because he wants to win a gold record. And then he's like, they need a bass guy. So he just runs to Token's house and he's like, Token, go get the bass out of your parents' basement. We need a bass player for our band. And Token's like, I don't have a bass guitar in my basement. And Cartman's like, you're black, Token, you have a bass guitar in your basement. And then like the next scene is Token like rings the doorbell at Cartman's house and he's like, hey, there was a bass guitar in my basement. And then they all set up their band instruments and everything. And then Cartman's like, okay, Token, lay me down a sweet bass lick. And Token's like, dude, I don't know how to play bass. And Cartman just does that thing where he grabs the bridge of his nose and he's like, Token, you're black, you know how to play bass. And then Token's like, he just starts strumming this thing and he lays down this fucking wicked bass riff. And then he's just like, God damn it. And then like Cartman was right, you know, like fuck it. What a good show. And he does shit like that all the time. Cartman does.
He's a rascal.
Oh, he's a monster. It's awesome. Goes down the hall of racism. It's just like, that was awesome. Yeah, let's do it again. Do it again.
The Dog the Bounty Hunter episode is a standout Cartman episode for me.
Right?
Like that scene where it's like Butters is like taking a piss, but he's like, you know, he fully drops his pants and lifts his shirt.
He does that every time.
But dude, you guys remember those kids in school that would do that. You don't just pull it out. You pull the pants down because they're wearing sweats, and they pull up their shirt in the urinals, and it was always like, do I want to piss next to this kid? Nobody pissed next to me. I was that kid. But like, you know.
Just the like the choose Christ and like using like
Christ,
the bad F word and like
Go with Christ, bro. Go with Christ. Oh, fuck yeah. No, Cartman's the best because he's just the worst.
yeah.
He is
He's so terrible.
My favorite episode is the Christmas episode where they're like, the woodland creatures are celebrating Christmas, but
Oh,
they're
they're
actually Satanists.
're pure evil.
They're
So
pure
good.
evil, and that's my favorite episode.
Yeah, that's Cartman's Christmas stories presented
Yeah.
to the class.
That's the one. Yeah.
So Sid, does this mean this was your number 2, or are we not even on your number 2 yet?
Yeah, that was my that's my number. That's one of my top 5. That's my second
Park?
last top 5.
Yeah, okay. Fuck right on, man.
Okay. And I believe I'm next.
Hell yeah, man.
Hell
Give her
yeah. Daniels, are you ready for this? You are ready, buddy.
Fuck, I'm gonna have
Game
to.
of
already.
motherfucking Thrones. because
Dude.
it's Game of Thrones.
Oh,
Are you guys,
yeah,
are you
okay.
gonna mute it? You're gonna mute it? Yeah.
I'm gonna mute it and I'm gonna leave because I can't hear any
What are you?
spoilers.
Are you doing
Okay,
spoilers? Don't do
so
spoilers.
I'm not gonna spoil it.
Oh.
I'm not gonna
I
spoil
know that
it.
show's 10 years old. But
spoiled?
don't do spoilers.
A bunch of
not-
people
it's
are
not-
running around in capes and
it's
swords.
not-
Dude,
What?
that's the whole LARPing episode we're gonna do.
That's
down
what
there.
happened in the Middle Ages. What are you fucking talking about?
I
That's
don't
like their
know.
entire existence.
I'll
Dude, I
say
think
this about Game of Thrones. I'll say this and I'll let you go through
Hey,
it.
I did not
Good
shit
choice.
talk. I did
Good
not
choice.
shit talk. Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I'm not going to shit talk it. I'm not going to shit talk it. Good choice. They're doing very well without my help. I'll say that. They don't need me.
They don't need you. No.
Exactly, they don't. And now I'll leave you to it.
I kind of feel like this is just going to be me praising the show because two of you haven't finished and one
Well,
of you's
I'll
not
never watch
interested.
it. I'll never watch it.
Dude,
So spoil
HBO
away,
is
buddy.
so expensive. Like to get it HBO now or whatever the fuck.
Dude,
on
I've got
Apple
I've got
TV.
all the DVDs if you want to borrow them.
Oh, dude, really?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, well,
Oh, for
fuck
sure.
Yeah.
You gotta watch
Well,
Apocalypse
you know,
now.
this-
He's got like a month of
Sid,
watching
yeah.
ahead of
Yeah,
me.
like,
you
and I
should
can't
double
watch his
check
shit
all
with
your
Ika.
cases to make sure you actually have all the DVDs.
She's not gonna
still.
watch.
Hey, how
fucking
about you
Game of
shut your
Thrones.
fucking mouth and I fix that problem after getting thrown under the bus? And I bought season 8, but I'm still like Shannon and I. I'm partway through season 4, I think. After throwing me under the bus, she apologizes. Yeah.
I know. I was there. I remember.
Oh, I know. Why can't I say that? You fucking know why.
You know what? Game of Thrones is cool. Like the whole seasons last years and years and years. Like so, they just had this like summer for like 5 years or 10 years or something.
Winter
they're-
is coming, man.
Yeah, they're just
It's
like
been
winter is
for,
coming. Like,
fucking
can you
6 years.
imagine the foreboding sense of
I wish I
dread
could
you'd
last that
have? You're
long.
like, it's gonna be winter for 10 fucking years.
I would
Well,
be
we live in
moving
Canada,
to the-
dude. It
Yeah, but-
kind of is.
Yeah.
It's March, man, and when I see snow, I'm like, I fucking hate this. I fucking can't. Like, I'm fucking gonna lose my mind. 9 months of it, like, I can't take it anymore. It's
a
got to be
long
summer.
fucking.
I
It's
need
a long
like
fucking winter.
fucking. If there was 10 years of this shit, fuck me. I don't think I would last. There's just no way.
Tropical,
I'm not.
buddy. Tropical.
Yeah, like it's just my preference for weather.
I would
you
not.
know?
I would not last if this was like a year or a year. Or something.
Yeah.
I would not.
So like it's
I'd
great.
be
Like,
gone.
summer is coming. It's going to be a decade of summer. You're like, fuck, this is going to be the best summer ever. It'll be 10 years of summer. This isn't fucking 10 years of winter.
Yeah, but it's not like 10,
10
years.
years
It's
is
just
something
all
you gotta do.
dependent.
Yeah.
It's just all dependent on like the weather patterns of the world of Game of Thrones because
Yeah.
it's a world of weather patterns and built-in mythology and creatures and zombies.
You know what? I'll give you this. It's pretty fucking cool. I did watch it. I did enjoy it. I didn't love it, but I enjoyed it. Like I
Yeah.
wanted to keep watching it because I was
Yeah.
like when. Okay, so we've all seen season 1. We could
Yes.
say, right?
Yes.
Daniels, you
Except
don't give a fuck
Daniels
about
doesn't
spoilers.
give,
right?
Daniels doesn't give a fuck.
Okay,
I've seen like 3 episodes.
okay.
and
So at the end of season 1,
good.
like one of the main guys, like the main characters, he's been framed for this shit and he's gonna get beheaded. But like what you know about
He's
conventional
the main
conventional
character. Yeah.
yeah, like so what you know about conventional movies and TV is you're like something's gonna happen and he's gonna get saved. Nope, he fucking gets beheaded and that's the end of that character,
Don't forget how Braveheart ends.
Oh,
dude. Like
Right.
it was just
That's
pretty cool
rough.
to watch because when he
pretty
got
rough.
off, I went like, holy fuck, they.
That's
Because like
Joffrey's
Arya
an horrible
Stark's
guy.
like walking around the crowd, like you're like, oh, she's gonna do something. No, he just gets his fucking head cut off, and you're like,
yeah, but
holy
she
fuck.
can't do anything yet because she's not fucking Ninja Batman in season 1 yet. She's
Yeah,
not
well,
able
just-
to do anything.
Just quit spoilering.
Yeah,
everything.
stop talking about Ninja Batman. You're gonna ruin the DC
Fuck.
influence and fucking George R.R. Martin's
Jesus, fuck.
cataclysmic epic of dragon
If you're
boning.
gonna say
and-
stuff like that, you gotta say spoilers. That's for sure.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
So I can.
how long
so I
does
can,
this ship it out? Do you need to say spoil? You know what?
You gotta say it
TV
until
shows spoiler precedence
10 years.
1
10
year.
10 years.
1
So, yeah.
year. 1 year.
No.
Do you know how much
Who the
media
fuck
there
is the
is to
Bubbly
that?
Club?
Movies are 6 months.
Who the fuck is the Bubbly Club?
What?
Chris Jericho, dude. What's Chris Jericho's shirt?
Oh, all right.
Le
Oh.
Champion.
Sidetrack. Sorry. I got sidetracked. Sorry.
All
Don't
right,
worry,
Daniels.
some of
What's
the podcasts I
what?
listened to? They started doing fucking visual gags at the end because they're just like looking at each other from like we are. So they get distracted and go, huh?
We could totally do that. But yeah, man, Game of Thrones is the shit.
It is
What's
good. It is good.
What's your
That's
number
the
two,
best
Daniel?
series
good.
ever made.
What's your number
It's
two,
not for
Daniel?
everybody. Number 2, The Office.
Yeah,
Of course.
good choice.
Probably could have been number 1, but it's.
Is
I
it
mean,
the British Office or the U.S. Office?
Yeah,
the U.S.
obviously.
office, but you know, I guess
Alright.
shout out to the British office for sure.
I like the British Office better.
I
There was
dare you to find a
one
show
season.
that's more rewatchable. I dare you.
I have 4 options here on my list that are infinitely more
Anybody
watchable
with
than The
the wheels, I dare you.
Okay, if
It's
you
one of those
stop,
great shows.
If-
You can have it on in the background. There's no like there's no music throughout the show. You like say you're throwing on something to like fall asleep. You know, besides the intro and outro, there's no music. You know, it's just it's like the epitome of modern comedy.
there's no laugh track.
No, but I mean, because it's a mockumentary. I mean,
Yeah.
why?
It doesn't need it. It's
Why would there be
funny
an
on its
audience?
own.
But how do you know when to laugh?
Yeah, you don't need you
Oh,
don't
you
need
know
a
when to
fucking
laugh.
you don't need a laugh track to tell you to laugh every time a character
This is
speaks.
true.
You
This is
just
true.
like the funny shit.
The laugh
happens.
track bothers you, eh?
Yeah, well, like it's just like once I know it's there, I fucking can't unhear it. Like
Wow.
it's all I can hear. Just watch.
How
the
did
show.
you not hear my pen clicking in episode 1, but the laugh track?
I don't know, man.
Fucking-
It's because like I could tune the laugh track out, but as soon as my brain was like, "Yep, there's a laugh track," I fucking can't unhear it. It
Because
just
some shows were like filmed before a live studio audience.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily
So,
a laugh.
like, do you not like
I
any
think-
sitcom from like
No,
2004
like, I can-
and before?
dude, they all I know they all have laugh tracks. I can watch them. It's just like if I forget about the that I'm consciously aware that there's a laugh track, then it doesn't really bother. But if I know that there's, it just depends what the fuck I'm thinking before I.
So
turn the
if
show
you
on.
don't know there's a laugh track,
well, no, like
and then
there's
they
gonna
spring
be
a laugh track on you, you're like, oh, this is stupid. There's a laugh track.
no, not necessarily. It's just like if I'm like, ah, fuck, there's a like if it's just the way I'm feeling like or thinking that day when I turn the show on.
All these beers.
Nah, it's just the way it is. I'll be like, ah, fuck, I just can't take the laugh track, like. But The Office, man, like it didn't need one. Like there was so much funny shit. I've never laughed harder. Like when Jim's pranking Dwight and Dwight is mad. He's like, Jim does tons of shit to Dwight, but he says like, oh, probably the worst thing Jim did was he made me punch myself in the face. And then Jim is like, oh, that one took some time. Like I slowly filled his phone hand receiver with a nickel every day, more and more nickels every day for like a year. And then one day I just took them all out. So like his headset got heavier and heavier. So,
The Pavlovian test that he
Yeah,
fucking
like,
does
so-
on him with the Altoids. Like,
you know, like all the
Yeah,
stuff, like when he comes back from the holiday and his whole desk is wrapped in wrapping paper, and but it's not. It's just cardboard, and like it's a great show, man. All that stuff is so
Yeah.
funny. And then
I-
go
Sorry.
ahead, Daniels. Go ahead, man.
I was gonna say it's I'm definitely putting it on the Mount Rushmore of fucking television shows. Like absolutely. Like Cheers, other shows which may or may not be on my list.
How many shows are on this Mount Rushmore?
Just the ones I like, buddy. I'm giving you the Mount Rushmore. I'm giving
He's
you
got a
the
whole fucking
Of
mountain
course, of
range,
course.
fucking
Nash,
stemming from
Curb Your
Alaska to fucking
Enthusiasm.
Arizona.
Right?
There you go. There you go.
Laugh tracks all up and down that mountain range.
Oh man, we need a laugh track for this. I'd love a laugh track.
Holy fuck.
Maybe people would enjoy it, eh?
I don't know, man.
Not Tyson.
We got to make sure the editor can, edit that in.
I'll try and
Yeah, we'll
I'll
put
try
it
and
into work.
I'll try and see what happens with that. I can't promise
Yeah, that's
anything
my
there.
number 2. That's my number
Okay.
2.
Right on. All right, boys. I'll give you my number 2, and that is The League.
Nice.
Oh, that show is awesome. That's the football draft show.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fantasy football. Oh,
Yeah, where they
so
all-
good. I love that. I love that fucking show, man.
This show is so funny, man. Like
so
John,
funny.
John LaJoy's in it, and he plays a character named Taco. And he's just like, is he a good actor in that show? And everything he does is so fucking hilarious. Like, he's always
Literally
in, like, the black
everybody
market.
in that show is so good, man.
Yeah, he's always in the black market doing stuff, and like, you know, he's just like, yeah, I need some 3 penis wine. It gets you really fucked up, and everybody's like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? He's like, 3 penis wine. You never had any 3 penis wine? And sometimes I drink 2 penis wine, but today 3 penis wine. And
3 penis wine.
yeah, 3 penis. Fuck it.
Oh man, and they just rip on Paul Scheer for like the entire series. Like it goes from episode 1 to like the last episode. It's amazing. It's like the best running gag for an entire series.
Yeah, that whole show, man, it's so funny. I wish it was on Netflix still, because I haven't watched it in so long because it hasn't been on fucking anything that I have a streaming service for. So
it's one of those shows that I probably would buy it if I was just inclined to like buy a series of TV. I'd probably buy The League. I
might check it out now that I'm like, you know, I might check it out because
it's only like 3 seasons. It's probably not super expensive.
I think it's longer than that. I think it's more than 3 seasons.
Is it 3? I think it's only like 3. Are you sure? Oh, I don't remember.
Well,
maybe.
You know what? We could wait for the fact checker, or you could just let me Google it right now.
Either or.
I don't know if he might watch that show.
The League is the fact checker into sports.
The very last.
The fact checker is into sports.
Is he into sports? Yeah.
He's into sports a little bit.
Does he like football, like fantasy football?
No.
But he likes bat flips, I've seen.
Everybody likes bat flips, man. Especially when they're done by Jose Bautista.
Yeah, 7 seasons.
What?
7. Nice.
7 seasons.
Yeah, but they're only like 10 episodes a season, so it doesn't seem as long.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. This one has 13 episodes in the last season.
Maybe they are 13 episodes this season, but still,
it's
13
good, man.
episodes this season doesn't seem as long.
And this show is great, man. It's a funny show if you're looking for a funny show to watch about a bunch of friends that run a football fantasy.
Oh, Nick
league.
Kroll's in there?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. It's got a really good cast of characters. Jason Mantzoukas is in it. Nick Kroll.
Yeah, the guy that plays Raffi. And Raffi is like, he plays the same character in every fucking thing he does.
Yeah,
like
he's so
drug-addled,
so funny,
cocaine-fueled fucking pervert. Like,
yeah,
what a great,
Oh,
that's the life. There you go. All right, hey Squeed, what's your pinnacle? Your number one?
Well, my number one is X-Files. So, like, I don't really. There's just so many shows, and I don't really watch a lot of shows, and I also have a hard time dedicating to shows. So I'm going to use my 5 spot for like shows that I've loved throughout, but just aren't memorable.
It's the Atlanta Falcons inaugural season, isn't it?
No, and the 1978 lineup is the best lineup, so it doesn't even matter. But like,
well, one of these episodes is going to be about the Atlanta Falcons because I know you've been dying to talk about it.
Nice.
I've got a dossier somewhere around here, but I'm just gonna do.
It's the only football news we'll talk about on this podcast.
Atlanta Falcons.
Oh, what? You don't want to talk about Tom Brady?
No, we don't need to. We don't need to talk about it.
That's later.
We don't need to talk about that.
The greatest Tampa Bay Buccaneer that ever lived.
Well, probably now.
Probably for the next 100 years too. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like a few honorable mentions in here because like there's small shows like Duckman, who
Duckman's rad.
Like three seasons. It was animated by Klasky Supo, who did the Rugrats. For people who watched Rugrats growing up, and it's Jason Alexander as a neurotic, alcoholic, chain-smoking duck detective, and it is awesome. It's so good. He's got like couple kids, one of which is a super genius, 2-headed boy, and the other one is a big lovable oaf named Ajax. And Charles and Mambo are the smart kids there, and his wife dies, and he ends up living with his wife's sister, who takes care of the kids, Bernice, and she fucking hates him. And just Jason Alexander is fucking amazing. Just end of that statement. But as a neurotic, alcoholic, chain-smoking, porn-addicted, single father living in his dead wife's sister's house raising 2 kids, he shines. So that is definitely up there. There's a little known British TV show called Misfits about a bunch of kids that are, they're cleaning up graffiti. They're all on community service, and a weird fucking storm hits London, and they all get zapped, and they all get different superpowers. And there's a few small community of people who end up getting superpowers, and I think that went 3 or 4 seasons. It kind of started falling off near the end, but definitely an honorable mention for people who are into the superhero thing. It's good. It's got one of the guys ended up in Game of Thrones there as just a fucking monster of a person, and he plays a super weird dude too. I can't remember the cat's name, but that is those are my 2 honorable mentions in place of number 5.
Duckman's on Disney Plus, I think.
Fuck you, it is.
There's no way Duckman's on him.
No way.
Disney Plus. No way.
No, you know what? Maybe I'm thinking of Darkwing Duck.
Yeah, you are definitely.
Yeah, that's
Darkwing Duck is on there.
Yeah.
That's awesome because I won a
yeah.
Darkwing Duck watch and shirt on ITV from Mike Sobel, who is now or has been the weatherman on Global News in Edmonton. I don't know what that is now. I don't have cable, but he announced my name, and I damn near shit my pants as a kid because I sent in a drawing of Darkwing Duck, got a Darkwing Duck watch and shirt.
You know what? I actually think I did that too.
Oh, well, I fucking beat you.
But
and you
clearly,
were 20 years older than me when you did it. So.
Did beat me. Ouch, that hurts.
You were beat by a kid.
Oh man, ouch. That's
my 5th
that's
spot.
not as fun as the story as I thought it was going to be. Losing to you and the Darkwing
there's not much fun about
Dark
Darkwing Duck. I had a gun that when you pressed the trigger, it went and it smoke came out the end. That was Darkwing Duck's gun. That was cool. But there's a video game, Darkwing Duck video game, but nobody wants to fucking talk about that. So let's carry on.
Okay.
All right, Wheels, what do you got?
All right, and my last series that I think is excellent is Spartacus.
Ooh,
Spartacus is a really good, very stylized, kind of like historical epic, and it's kind of shot in the style of 300.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of that stylized blood splashes, and it's uber violent.
Yeah.
But it tells a really good story of Spartacus's beginnings as a gladiator, and then all the way up to the end of his life, which is it's just a really well done 3-season kind of story, and it's really tightly well done and really well acted in my opinion.
That is really good. I had forgotten about that. Blood and Sand and all the
Blood and
series
all of
around
them.
in the
Gods
time.
of the Arena, Blood and Sand. Yeah, because the main actor, the first main actor who was Spartacus, he actually had leukemia.
Yeah,
and he had leukemia throughout the first season and a half. So he had to be replaced.
Yeah,
and I don't actually think the second.
Was a bit of a weird thing because it was.
I don't think the second Spartacus is quite as good.
No,
but it's still the quality didn't dip that much.
It's a badass show, and it's easy to watch with your girlfriend because they're all
Absolutely.
just hot, muscular, oily men with airbrushed muscels. But they also have these huge muscles, so it just accentuates to the point where it's kind of eye-bleedingly.
It's a very pretty show. Pretty violent sexual show.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong.
No, you can't.
With Xena naked.
Lucy Lawless,
you can't.
Right?
Yeah, Oh yeah, Lucy Lawless is super naked.
Yes, Domina.
Yeah, she is. Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
Yes, Domina.
Domina, let's pause and go watch Spartacus.
We should do a watch along.
We should do. Oh, dude, we could totally do watch alongs. We should totally do watch alongs. But yeah, so my number 5 is Spartacus.
No, I don't, man. Scotty had it. I borrowed it from Scotty.
Oh, because
that's why I was at the house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck, that was a good show.
Yeah,
that's good number 1.
You like Spartacus too, Daniels?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
It's just pit fighting dudes and sex.
I know,
and they
right?
have solid actors in there. Solid fucking actors.
Manu Bennett is a really good actor. He's Crixus. He was my favorite character on that show.
Dude, and one of the slave owners there, he was in a lot of films. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, John Hannah. He's the main one.
Yeah,
he's the main one. Yeah, John Hannah. He's a really good actor too.
He does well in that. That show is solid show.
It's a very solid show
about barbarism and blood.
Absolutely, man. Tyson, any thoughts about the Spartacus?
No, never watched it.
No.
Synced.
Yeah, there you go. There you go.
No, never watched it. There you go. I've been muted for like fucking 10 minutes.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Damn
All
right.
right. Well, that's there, man. But yeah, that about wraps up our favorite TV shows, I guess.
Until you do Daniels and me.
Oh,
Yeah,
are you
wow.
good? Sorry.
Holy fuck.
Yeah,
That does it. Who
Jesus.
cares if these other guys are on the
Wow.
fucking show? This is my show. It's my fucking world. I'm Wheels.
You can't top Spartacus. I already killed it. Carry
dude,
on.
Oh,
Tyson, your name's in the fucking name of the podcast too, so you can't say that. Eric and I are
He's
just
trying-
special guests.
He's already trying to push me out. Look at that.
That's because you gave him CFO.
Ah, fuck. He is CFO now.
He's
That's a
not in
good
the
title, man.
budget.
I gotta go in and
Tyson's not in
change.
the budget.
Oh, fuck. You're gonna
Yeah.
cut the editor and producer?
CFO stands for cock fondling ogre, though, doesn't it?
That's the title.
You're
All right.
probably
So
the
what's
first
what,
one-
What's
what's your
next?
number 1
Yeah.
or 5 or whatever you want to do?
Yeah.
Daniels?
Yeah.
Come on, chairman
Well,
of the board.
I I do like the idea of a bunch of honorable mentions, but my number one is pretty much like a desert island. If I had to take one show with me and I had to leave everything else behind,
My Little Pony.
Seinfeld.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Seinfeld all day.
Yeah. That's in my
Um,
honorables too. I just didn't want to talk about it because I figured you would be. I was
But
I was like, okay, well, if The Office isn't number 1, then it's Seinfeld, hands down.
yeah, it's the smartest show I've like comedy wise. You're like and laugh track or not, or live audience or not. Like I'm never not invested in any of the episodes. Like they all have their own purpose and they all have their own meaning, and it's I mean, that's your George Washington on the Mount Rushmore, I say.
Fuck yeah.
Is
They're
Seinfeld.
like, if they were R-rated, I can't imagine. Like, if they just did hey, here's a 6-episode mini season with all returning cast, and it was like no holds barred. They're not sitting there going, we need primetime spots, man. Like, holy shit. Because they're all fucking awful people, too. Like, none of them
they're
are
the
good.
worst. They're the
fucking
worst.
awful. Like, what, collectively,
certainly
throughout
wouldn't
the
be my
seasons,
friend.
they slept with like 1,300 people, and none of those people are even like respected.
No, not at all.
Not even
Not
one.
a lot of respect going on there.
Oh no, but it's so good. Well, they get arrested for fucking shaming a fat person getting robbed and building it. Like, come on. They're awful people.
I haven't watched a
Andy
ton of
George.
Seinfeld, but I the one I remember is where George he gets like he goes to the pool or something, and he sees a girl there, but like his towel falls off or something, and he's like, but it's normally bigger. It's just a shrinkage, and then the whole episode is him just complaining to everybody about how that
Just trying to.
woman saw him.
It's shrinkage.
Yeah,
it happens.
yeah,
Jerry,
like, he-
tell
the
him.
whole-
Jerry, tell him.
yeah, but
tell
the
him.
whole
You gotta
episode
have
is
a
like
full
him
bath, you know,
trying to.
it's-
He's just
So-
complaining to everybody. Yeah.
That episode is called The Hamptons, and before True One fact checks you on this one, they're at a house. They're at a friend's place in the Hamptons,
Okay.
and Jerry's girlfriend walks in on him, and the towel drops, and obviously. So now George makes it his mission to see Jerry's girlfriend naked.
Oh yeah.
And his girlfriend ends up leaving. George's girlfriend ends up leaving because Jerry's girlfriend and her like were talking about it. So she takes off in the middle of the night. So George, being the diabolical, maniac that he is, puts shellfish in her eggs in the morning because she doesn't eat like shellfish. So it'd be like me like slipping you a gluten-free beer if you saw 80s goodies and I was trying to get back at It's a great episode. And I mean, it just transcends everything. I have it all on DVD, but I'll watch it on cable. Like if I'm flipping through the channels and I see Seinfeld, I'll stop. And I guess the only show I would think that could top it is The Cosby Show, but you can't talk about The Cosby Show anymore, I guess. But yeah, Seinfeld number one. Our big honorable mention to the Cosby Show for number
Okay.
one.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, man. No, that Seinfeld's classic. I kind of miss
Yeah.
having Crave because I was going through that series again, and just season 1 and 2 have a lot of fall off episodes. But man, once they get their
Yeah.
groove as a group and they just
Yeah.
start, you can tell there's a lot more ad lib going on, and they're just kind of working off each other, and it's awesome. Like once Elaine's character really gets established, it's Seinfeld's a classic, absolutely, hands down.
All right, and I'll give you my number one, the IT Crowd. I've talked about
Ooh.
the IT Crowd before on this
Good
show,
pull, man.
Good choice. Good choice.
but that's my number one favorite fucking show. If I had to pick one to take with me, it would be that. It's 4 seasons. It's in, it's out, it's done. They don't fuck around. They don't stretch it out. They don't keep it going for 4 years because it's fucking making money. They just shut it down. It's hilarious every single episode.
Yeah.
Like so many good parts in that. Like, and the characters are so good. I love that show from top to bottom. It starts strong, it finishes strong, and I have yet to find another show that does that. You know, there's no blips in the middle, and it finishes, you know, just
Every
as strong
episode
as it
is good.
started. Yep, and every single episode is good. That's my George Washington.
When they get the new fucking company boss, like when the dude's dad dies and he takes over, what the hell is
Oh, yeah.
Denham?
Denham, yeah, when
Fucking
Denham dies.
Like, oh my god, man. That guy comes in and it's just like, whoa, the whole dynamic of the show has changed now.
Yeah,
but
it
like
works.
and not bad. It went well. It's so well, man. No, man,
Yeah.
thank you for introducing me to that show when we lived together.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you gotta watch it. You like British comedy, this will be great. And I watched it and I was like, how did I not know about this? Like I had watched Red Dwarf
Yeah.
before that.
Yeah, it's
Like,
just like a random
that's
show
weird.
of, it's just classic British humor, and I feel like Shaun of the Dead, and like.
Does
all
it
that
have
stuff.
similar like style to like Red Dwarf and Faulty Towers? Then that's like kind of the humor it has.
Yeah, it's just dry British humor.
Nice.
Except this
Faulty
guy's
Towers.
working for an IT they work IT in an office building.
Nice. Red Dwarf and Faulty Towers.
There's too many funny parts in that to like pick. You know, you can't really like pick one episode that's,
Yeah.
because they're all so good. Like I guess if you had to pick, like there's the one where like just randomly they introduce like a red door that's been down in the IT room forever.
What
And
is that for?
yeah, and the girl, like the Jen is like the, you know, she's like the new head of IT. She's like, where does that go? And the guys that have been working there for years are like, we don't go in there. We don't talk about that door. Don't ever go near that door. And then at some point later on, she opens the door and there's just some random guy in there. And he's like, yeah, they stick me in here. I make sure that light goes blink, blink.
The vampire dude.
Yeah, the vampire looking dude. And he's like, sometimes it stops blinking and I wonder if I should tell someone, but then I don't.
He's so depressed, just this
Yeah,
tall,
he's
lanky goth dude in the
Yeah.
closet.
Yeah, and he's like, yeah, I'm just in here with all these machines. Like, I don't know what these do. I don't know why they stuck me in here. Like, what's that? What's that gizmo? I
Oh,
don't
God,
know.
he's
Is it
he's
good
like-
that's doing that? I don't
he's
know.
like if anyone has watched the BBC series of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, he is like the depressed robot. Like just glad to be of service. Oh, don't talk to me about life. Just like manically depressed, but just doing his job and functioning because he is nothing else. It's great.
Yeah, what
Here's a
great show.
question. Is there a bad Britcom?
A bad British comedy?
I can't
Yeah.
think of
Is
one,
there
man.
one?
Wow.
Yeah.
Are
no,
you being
not at all.
served? All that shit is fucking priceless,
Oh,
man.
are
Yeah,
you
what's the one with the
served?
bookstore? There's one about where the
Oh, Black Books.
Yeah.
I think it was Black Books.
yeah, it's
Just-
something like that. It's
With
really
fucking
fucking
Shaun of
awesome
the Dead,
too.
the
Like,
fucking,
he's just a dickhead guy, and
drunken.
Does Coronation
fool.
count as a comedy? Because that's kind of awful.
Coronation Street?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a comedy, dude. That's a
Oh my
soap opera.
God.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
it's a soap
that's
opera.
I mean-
the only.
the ultimate classic, Mr. Bean.
Oh, I love. Oh, Mr. Bean was awesome.
Like there's a ton of good British comedy. Like there's a
Yeah.
ton of it. I
Faulty
mean,
Towers,
The Office
mentioned
started from
earlier,
there.
and-
Monty Python. Like,
Yeah.
how is that not mentioned yet?
Yeah.
No, and Faulty Towers is awesome. John
Fawlty
Cleese
Towers
just
is
killed it.
so good. He's so talented.
There was a show that followed Are You Being Served that was kind of like a follow-up to Are You Being Served, but I can't remember what the hell it's called. But it had like a lot of the same characters. I think like Mrs. Slocum wasn't in it, but I think like the gay dude in Ladies Wear was like the white guy, the white-haired guy with the gap in his teeth. John Cleese was in it.
No, I'm thinking of General Peacock. What was that?
General Peacock, yes. Oh, that guy was awesome.
Just a stifled British, like, upright. But Mrs. Slocum, I mean, with the hair, like, how can you
and her
forget that?
pussies. She's always stroking her pussies. And that show was like in the 70s, right? She just talks about her cats all the time, but she says pussy all the time. Oh, me and my pussy. Well, and it's just like, oh my God, how are they getting away with this on fucking TV in the 70s? God damn, that show was awesome. Yeah, well,
Top
We got-
fives, man.
I think everyone
Top
had
fives.
good picks.
Man, top fives are fucking, man.
They're fun, but I think we should start doing them like every 5 episodes or something instead of just wasting all our passion.
No. Well, like, man, like our top fives are necessary because they let, it's kind of like
Yeah,
a
but if
window
we do
into
it every
all of
5
us.
episodes.
So we don't need to do them all the time, but it's nice to get them done. Like it's nice to kind of let everybody know what kind of
Kind of
people we are.
nonsense we like.
Yeah.
So, Justin, why don't you tell us what's been keeping you sane during this this whole self-isolation bit? Like, what have you been doing? We know Tyson's just been plunging shit, so like, let's start with
I
you.
have for weeks on end.
Weeks on it. Well, I'm still in school. I do it remotely, like video conferencing and stuff. So I still have to do all my schoolwork. I'm still attending classes, and I'm just doing it from home now. So that's
Fuck,
basically
you can't
what I
even
do.
get away from fucking school and
I can't even get away from school, man. It's
Fuck,
ridiculous.
sucks to be in school these days.
It does. But
Yeah. Like fucking imagine having a snow day. They're like, yeah, fuck, hop on the computer, Poindexter, and fucking boot her up. Let's go.
man, if there was snow days, I'd have way more time off because I wouldn't be able to leave the house, and they wouldn't make me go to school.
Yeah, they would. They're making you go to
I
school
would.
during a pandemic.
Well, no, because like they would just cancel the school. They would like
Oh yeah,
The
because people
teachers
can't
would
get
just
on the
take-
internet when
Oh.
it snows.
yeah. The teachers would just take the day off.
Okay, so they don't just go hop on fucking Zoom. That's probably what's going to happen
No.
from now
Yeah.
on. They're
Well,
just
you're
going to say,
paying for it.
yeah, hop
This
on
is-
fucking
This is
Zoom,
the
and
world
there
we
you
live
go.
in now. This is the world we live in now.
The world's
We
going to
live on
change like
Zoom.
that. No
We live on
excuses.
Zoom now. This is
There's a
this
snow
is our
day.
world.
Your teacher will see you on Zoom, and the kids are like, "Fuck,
Fucking Zoom.
fuck."
How disappointing would that be?
Yeah, I know.
How
It's
come I
gonna
can't put
probably suck.
Instagram filters on my Zoom?
Hey, Dad, does my suspension still count if we go to class online? Like, can I just not be there? Like, I'll sign in, but like, can I
Yeah.
just hang out in the other room?
Yeah,
That's
right.
cool, right?
Dude, you
No.
just got to do what everybody's been doing. They just put like they put like a background video of themselves like moving or blinking, and it just kind of recycles every 2-3 minutes, and nobody
Yeah.
notices.
No.
You know, there's ways around it.
But yeah, so like this week, I've got like four like school assignments. I have to do a portfolio about poetry that I've been writing for the last 4 months. I've been writing a bunch of poetry in my poetry class. So
Holy
I have to
fuck.
I have to collect all that together.
You've been writing poetry or analyzing poetry?
Both. I've been writing poetry and analyzing poetry as well. I have a big
Right.
folder on my computer of all the poems I've written.
Holy
that nobody
fuck. I'm
knows.
breaking quarantine to come over there.
No,
I'm
no,
breaking
no.
quarantine
No,
to come
no,
over
no.
and read this stuff.
No,
dude,
no,
we
no.
can just remotely access his computer if he tells us the password is your usual password, right?
No.
As I'll tell you the password in a separate group chat.
They all know. They've been here. But yeah, so I'm doing that, and I have to write an essay for children's literature, and I have to do a media assignment for anthropology class.
Jesus.
So yeah, this next coming week, I've got a bunch of stuff that I need to get
Full
done
slate.
and take care of, and that doesn't even include the exams, which are like 2 weeks after that.
Fuck.
So yeah, I'm still managing to keep pretty busy, and I've also kind of made time for video games and books and movies and stuff. Right now, I'm reading, or I just finished today or yesterday. I just finished The Invention of Hugo Cabret, which is a excellent book. I don't know if any of you have seen the movie Hugo, but it's
I have
basically
seen you, yeah.
it's excellent. But the book is the novelization that the movie was based on. The movie was based on the book,
Okay.
and the book is excellent. I just finished that, and I'm also watching on Netflix. I've been watching Kingdom, which is a South Korean zombie show.
I heard that
which
is fucking
excellent.
awesome.
It's so awesome. You guys should definitely watch it. It's probably the best zombie thing I've ever seen. Best zombie related anything that I've ever seen.
That's what I heard. Actually, that's the second person to tell me that.
And I just started today fucking Tiger King. You guys know what
yeah,
this
dude.
is?
It's good.
Tiger King.
I've
Oh
heard
my
about it.
god. It's
Sweeping social media right now.
you need to get off this right now when we're done and go watch Tiger King.
Is it on
Oh,
Netflix?
It's
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! It's on Netflix.
Boy, is it ever on Netflix.
You all need to
Number
watch
one.
that. You all need to watch that immediately, so we can
It's,
talk
is it
about it
it's
next
all
week.
right. That's all right.
It's
What is it about?
It's about
It's
meth addicted gay polygamist who raises tigers in Florida
Is
and
he
Sold.
his murder
Sold.
that he's wrapped up in.
I mean, the premise doesn't sound that entertaining.
Well,
Well,
dude,
what?
dude, it's,
You've seen
it's fucking
Koreans?
entertaining, buddy.
Did
It's
you not hear what he
entertaining.
just said?
Yeah.
Dude, no, it's interesting as hell. I listened to a podcast about that dude a while back because of his conviction and stuff. But like this podcast, this documentary happens before that and
Yeah.
during that and after that. So I'm interested to get further in. But like the first two episodes are great, and that's all I've seen so far.
I've seen.
I hear it
I've
gets
seen
kind of
4 now.
dramatic, and I kind of would like to skip to the court stuff because that interests the fuck out of me.
I've seen 4 episodes now, and it gets just even more ridiculous and crazy.
It's Florida, man.
Just-
No
yeah,
offense
it's-
to any Floridians
yeah.
that may be listening, but like a lot of crazy shit happens in that state.
There's so many rednecks there. They're like fucking everywhere. in Florida.
Rednecks, drug
It's
addicts,
like
and
a
elderly,
different
man.
breed. It's a different
Apparently.
breed of like human.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
I
Well, that's where that
highly
kid
recommend.
that ate that person's face when he was high on Flocka. He was
Did
like
that
a
happen in
high school
Florida?
kid. He was, yeah, dude. And he was like super. He was trying out for football. He had like his own YouTube channel, like saying workouts and all this kind of stuff. And like he was at dinner with his folks, and he'd been acting a little weird. Apparently, he'd just been smoking dope, but apparently there was a bit of Flocka in it, which is bath salt, one of the brands of bath salts. And yeah, he just went and like apparently that shit makes you super animalistic. And he like tore off his shirt and attacked this elderly couple drinking in their garage and started eating one dude's face.
Jesus.
So like Florida's whack, yo.
Some food for thought.
Yeah, don't go there.
But yes, Tiger King,
Tiger King is cool.
and the
It's
Kingdom
cool so far.
are awesome. They are
I've definitely
awesome.
Fucking right on, boys.
Definitely
Fucking right
recommend
on.
those 2 shows in your isolation.
Fuck it, man. We're gonna be isolated for some time, probably. Like, who knows what the
I
fuck's
kind of
gonna
think
go
so
on.
too. I kind of
But,
think so.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm kind of excited. I'll get some time with the family. I'll get some time with
Yeah.
the boy. We'll get to hang out and play some. You know, I've got him playing some video games with me, to much to
Yeah.
the chagrin of
Yeah.
my girlfriend, who's like, fuck, I tried so hard to, keep him
Dude, get
away.
Rocket League.
Yeah, he likes Rocket League.
Have you opened
Yeah,
the
yeah.
gates?
oh man, Tommy
Well,
loves
yeah.
Rocket League.
He likes Rocket League, but Bruce really likes Stardew Valley, like that,
Oh,
that
nice.
farm
That's good.
simulator game. Now, yeah, I played the shit out of the game. It's a fucking fun
Dude,
game.
okay, Perils of Baking might be fun too. It's a platformer made by one dude in Toronto, and it's like $6. It's Lily Mo Games, and it's a platformer where you're collecting cookies and stuff, and you got to
Yeah.
jump on baked goods because they're attacking you.
Okay.
Super
Oh,
fun,
cool.
like legit.
Yeah.
As a 32-year-old man, I'm into this game. It's fun. So
Just
like
about
dude,
as
it's
old as
$7.
Homer, eh?
Yeah, allegedly. But yeah, dude, Lily Mo Games in general are awesome. They just
Yeah,
put
okay,
out an awesome
okay.
game called Twin Breaker, which is a brick breaker with a fucking backstory, written by Colin Moriarty. And they've also got he's put out 3 games. The other one's Habroxia, which is kind of like an R-type style space shooter. Also awesome. And it's one dude in Toronto making these games. So, any gamers out there interested to spend $10 on a few hours of fun. should
Also,
check them out.
Dreams, Tyson. You should probably look into that game as well. Dreams is awesome too. Like,
Okay, I'm
seem
writing
like
it
you
down.
like, yeah,
It's going in the
Dreams is
fucking
good.
notes, the post-show
Nice.
notes that I look at.
Nice.
Post-show notes.
So Daniels, what have you been getting up to on this quarantine? Because you were out with injury before it started, and now it's
Yeah, you must be fucking going
now it's
crazy, man.
shifted gears a little bit for you. I'm
You
sure.
know what? I'm not going crazy. I probably should be. It's nice to have more time with the kid, but that's pretty much what occupies my day is the fact that I have,
Yeah, like
like
what?
a 3-year-old.
When the fuck are you supposed to watch Apocalypse Now, right? Like, when the fuck are you gonna do it? You got
Well,
like
he
a
goes
window.
to sleep, man. He
In the
goes to
bathroom.
sleep.
Yeah, but you got
In the
a
bath,
window.
yeah.
You got
Just
like
take
watching it in,
your
like, 5
morning
minutes
your morning
installments.
constitutional with your fucking phone, and you sit there for 3 hours. You're old enough that you can justify having a bowel movement that lasts that long.
Or you spend 2 hours not yelling on Twitter about the Oilers and you watch Apocalypse Now.
no. You know what? You got 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. So you don't even have enough time to watch.
You go to bed
the
at
whole
10
movie.
p.m. You
Yeah.
won't be
Yeah,
watching.
10
you would
PM.
lie. You don't go to
No.
bed at 10
10
p.m.
p.m.
Still
I go to
playing
bed.
NHL at 1:20 in the morning before
Yeah, on a
yeah,
Friday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, whatever.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
on no weekdays, man. Monday to Friday, I am in bed at.
Well, it's Friday. You got
I-
what? It's 10 o'clock. You got at least 3.5 hours. You should put on Apocalypse Now. You
I
just
could- I
scroll up
could
with
do
the
it
wife
tonight.
and watch it.
I'm not
She'll
gonna
be
do it
stoked.
tonight.
She'll love it.
I feel like if we go through your
Oh,
Twitter
yeah.
feed, we will see many, many tweets after
Oh, my
10
God.
p.m. on many different days.
Yeah, you might, but I'm still in bed, not watching Apocalypse Now. Like, I'm going to sleep. So you got roughly 2 hours of time that you could watch something, right? So that's
It's
why
only
We're never
2.5
going to replay The
hours.
Last of Us, are
that's
we?
why I haven't watched Apocalypse Now yet, because I've had 2 hours. I got to get up at fucking 7 o'clock in the morning. So I got to
Yeah,
go.
but I
to bed,
mean,
man.
if you go to bed at like midnight, that's still 7 hours of sleep. That's a solid sleep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know, I like to get a little bit
Between
more.
6
And like,
and 8 hours, that's
look,
solid.
I got to go to
solid.
bed because it takes me like a fucking hour to go to sleep.
Because you're
Guys.
yelling at the Oilers on Twitter.
No, I
Yeah,
just
but then
like,
you'd be
fuck, man.
sleeping like
I've
a
been this
baby
way
with the
since
hockey season
I've been this
canceled.
way since I was a kid, man. Like I can't fucking sleep, man.
You've been
I
yelling
got,
at the Oilers since
That's
you were
no,
a kid.
I gotta go to bed, and I gotta just fucking be there.
See,
Like I can't.
I
Don't
listen,
you listen to the radio or like a podcast?
I listen
or,
to story
like,
podcasts
yeah, actually, I
myself.
listen to the Wheels Blues podcast. Like
No,
everybody
see, I put on a
There you
story
go.
so I can get lost in the imagining what's going on, and I put myself in the story, and I fall asleep in like 20 minutes.
Okay, well,
Yeah, I
I'm
do that-
never
I do
be
that
able to
too,
do that
man.
in my
I
life.
do
Yeah,
that
man,
too,
I
man.
fall asleep with stories playing all the goddamn time,
Yeah,
and
me
it's
too, man.
fucking great. Wow, she's shutting you down,
It's Alexa, shut the lights off.
So I've been I'm fine. Like I'm an introverted person. I stay
Yeah.
indoors and don't like a lot of human contact for the most part.
Yeah,
So
dude, you know,
this
I don't mind
5-day week, I've just been playing video games. I've been catching up on my backlog. I kind of got stuck in a pit of playing Metroidvanias. Anyone?
Nice. Metroid's
So like
awesome.
I've even legit playing like Castlevania 2 right now and Super Metroid, but also like modern ones. There's a stellar one that came out in September last year called Blasphemous. It's so pretty. So
Metroid Blasphemous?
no, it's just called Blasphemous, and you
Okay.
like you wake up in this pile of corpses, and you're just kind of like, oh well, you know, there's lore behind it, but there's not a lot of story. You're basically just kind of like it's hard to explain because I just really started playing it. Super pretty pixel art, like not 8 or 16-bit, like it's really pretty pixel art. It's super fun. Yeah, a lot of Metroidvanias. I was fucking stoked for the Resident Evil 3 online component demo was supposed to drop today, and I was like, fuck yeah, it's gonna be at 10 a.m. I'll just online game for a few hours. I don't like doing that, but I want to play this Resident Evil one. But alas, it's dealing with technical problems on everything but Xbox One. So that's kind of lame. Won't be able to play that. But yeah, no, just a lot of Metroidvanias. I've been loving it. Playing on the Vita. Good games on there. And Mortal Kombat 11 with the wife, of course. But she's on day one of being laid off. And like on her days off, she's usually on the phone or on the computer for at least an hour doing work shit. And so now that she's done work, like by 2 p.m. today, she was climbing the fucking walls. And I'm like, read a book, play a video game. I don't want to. I need to be busy. And I'm like, these things help you be busy. And 5 days in, and I'm like, yeah, I could probably use some fresh air, but like,
Is it fresh? Is the air fresh?
No, because it's blowing in from the west. So, like they're more infected over there. So they're just blowing that COVID in here.
I like how the town has pretty much...
Dude, they've gated off like Moline Lake and stuff to prevent tourists from coming here for the weekend. Shannon was serving breakfast tables last week where people from the city are like, oh, with this quarantine, we just needed to get out of town. And it's like, the fuck are you doing?
Yeah.
Quarantine is not go travel. Why is everything closed? Because the country's shutting down. Fucking pull your head out of your ass.
Yeah.
Pick up a goddamn book, sit in a sunbeam, and enjoy your goddamn time off.
Read the news first, I would suggest, and see what's actually going on.
Well,
nobody reads the news anymore.
On January 27th, the headline news of whatever the hell paper it was like, Kobe Bryant dies. Side fucking note was like, mad rush to find vaccine for COVID-19. Nobody fucking gave a shit about that. That was the end of January. That was on the cover of the newspaper. People don't read the newspaper anymore.
According to Trump, it was just a hoax at that point.
Oh, yeah.
It was just a hoax.
So, yeah, Tyson, hey, friend, what have you been up to during this quarantine time there?
Looks like you're just sitting in the dark in the quarantine.
As he mutes himself.
Yeah.
Well, I haven't really been quarantined. That's the thing. I've been
He's out there, man.
I'm out there. I've been out there every day. I was putting in tubs. I was
pulling
servicing
tampons out of
furnaces.
drains.
Yeah, I was doing that
tubs.
shit too. Fuck you bet, man. I was doing it all. Fuck.
And people still put their tampons in toilets.
Yeah,
Well,
dude, 'cause they're running out
they
of toilet
do,
paper.
and then when
obviously.
you say, "Hey, you can't do that," they always say, "It wasn't me. It must have been insert another person."
It must have been my
Of
child or
course.
my husband. right?
Yeah.
So yeah, sometimes, but I've just been trying to stay safe, and but yeah, like luckily now I'm gonna be home safe unless there's a massive panic of some kind. But
We're pretty safe here. We're
Unless
pretty
people
safe.
from the city keep trying to come here for the weekend because they're bored, but apparently they're closing the gates.
Yeah, I think they did.
I've heard
So
that.
that's what they
'cause,
should
like,
do.
really,
Get it
we
done.
there's no reason to, unless you're going for fucking medical shit or some sort of important essential business. You don't need to be coming here, and you don't need to be leaving. Like we've got 2 cases, one of which isn't in the town anymore because they were traveling, and I think they're international, so I think they're like trying to find a way home. Let's keep it that way, right?
Yeah.
Let's we're a small town. It's easy. One person can pass through 1,000 hands in a day here.
Yeah,
Because
and it's
it's-
easy, and you don't
With
realize
it
how many
being shut down.
you don't realize how many fucking door handles you touch until you start
No.
being aware of it.
It's almost so much
So-
easier to get like everybody infected in a tiny little town than it would be a massive city
I don't know, man. Like it's
because of the smallness.
I think that's like on per capita basis, right? Like a small town of 4,500 will get 4,500 infected faster than a town of 1 million would, because per capita, like on a basis of population percentage, not necessarily in actual numbers, because it would pass through quick here if we were still a functioning tourist resort, but since we're not, it wouldn't as quickly. But even then, even when I heard there was cases here, it's like, well, fuck, I went to the grocery store, the post office, the liquor store, and worked. Like, where did
could
those
have
people go?
could have been anywhere.
Right, my partner works she's like a fucking manager for a series of restaurants. She's been in like 4 or 5 restaurants that are in hotels in this town over the last 3 months every day. Like, where did this person go through? Where did this happen? Where did this happen? If it, people still flock here even though it's closed. I know someone who has a rental property, and they canceled these people's stay there because they're like, whoa, no, we've got like kids in the house and there's a pandemic going on, and we don't want to invite people we don't know who have just been traveling into our place. And they got angry about it, like they don't give a shit about what's going on. Like we're not in a safe spot. If we're in a small town that wasn't tourist oriented, I think we'd be fine. But since people still want to come here, even with this shit going on, we're not at a higher risk, but we're definitely still at risk.
No.
But that's the thing that scares me, I guess, about all this is I'm not worried about getting it. I'm worried about the economic downfall that this town is going to suffer.
It's already suffering.
Yeah, exactly, right? Like, there's probably businesses that aren't going to make it out of this.
Yeah,
You
well, I
think
think the
even
biggest
after
four
like a
businesses
month,
will probably close.
even after a month or so, you think they wouldn't be able to make it?
I
A month or
mean,
so of what?
it depends on what the small business package in the $82 billion stimulus.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a small business owner, so I wouldn't know.
Well, you know what? It's going to humble a lot of business owners who are going, "Oh, this is what people who are unemployed make as a percentage of their wage that I pay them." Damn, that sucks.
We would hope
This could have a
so.
huge
It's
humbling.
it's not gonna
That
humble
Jasper
business
bubble
owners.
though is pretty
Well,
thick.
It's this. Yeah, I know.
Problem.
Dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, there were fucking still gift shops open with people working. People are still sitting around in cafes and groups of people sipping coffee, and it's like this. You know, like it's only going to be a problem with this kind of behavior, and business owners don't want to lose the almighty dollar, even though there's compensation for them having to shut their doors. The overhead is severely diminished when you're not paying your staff, but the government is. But they're not seeing that. They're saying, "Oh man, well, like the $15,000 I take in a month, or the $8,000 I take in a month because of these people is gone now. Now I'm just making a livable wage. I don't want to do that. That is unacceptable." Which is like, well, you know, welcome to the rest of the fucking world, man. Like,
Yeah.
if it's survivable wage, you know, like we got a letter about our rent here that's just like, well, you know, the people that own this building have their financial responsibilities too, so there's no deal on rent. It's you can defer up to 3 months, up to 50%, but they have to be paid back by September. And it's like, if this lasts 3 months, nobody's going to have the $3,000 sitting in their bank in September to pay their deferred payments. Like, it's not going to help.
That's my concern about this disease. I'm not worried about getting it. I'm worried about the economics of this disease.
Exactly, right? That's the scary thing.
It's going to be a rough 12, 15, 18 months.
Absolutely.
Yeah, before it all,
not just people in this town.
No, but especially the blue collar, because the second that things open back up, it's probably going to be the people that are sitting a little up higher are going to be like, well, it's business as usual, and everyone recovering from this, from their $15 an hour, is going to be like, but business as usual is fine for you, but it's not for me. You know, when someone's paycheck to paycheck, and all of a sudden they're going, oh wow, no, I'm $3,000 in debt with my landlord, let alone the credit card, let alone anything else that comes up, right? Like, it's like they're putting shit out there, but like, goddamn, you know, if everyone doesn't concede to the fact that this is happening, then it's just going to be even worse for everyone.
Yeah. Well, the vaccine, I mean, obviously people are working hard on the vaccine.
Yeah.
So, I mean, once that shit gets out, except for, with the exception of the United States, I think everybody will be a little bit more cautious about. Well, dude, they're fucking it up. They're just
the
Netherlands. So big though, man. There's so many fucking morons there.
And that's the thing too. Like, we rely on them for trade. I mean, if Trudeau is like, you know what, I can't open my fucking borders to you because you fucking guys can't get this shit under control.
Yeah.
I mean, that's devastating for us. Just to even, like, we'd have to be open. Like, we'd have to let potential carriers in. It's weird. It's weird. We're definitely living in Mad Max times.
It's scary, man.
I really want to dress up like Hawk from the Legion of Doom. Start fucking hoarding water.
What a rush.
Fucking. Ugh.
Oh, man. But yeah.
We're happy to provide some sort of escape.
Yeah.
From said nonsense.
We are. We do hope that we're entertaining and we make you laugh and smile and give you something to do for a couple hours.
Stay at home and listen to us.
Yeah, that's what you got to. And listen to the Wheels Blues podcast.
Stay at home and watch Apocalypse Now, and by the time you're finished, all this will be over.
Like, if I could pick one thing to do, it'd probably be listen to the Wheels Blues podcast. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And after you listen to the Wheels Blues podcast, you smash that subscribe button.
Hit that
you
5 stars on iTunes.
5 stars. Give us a good rating, please, guys, if you like what we're laying down.
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram.
Subscribe. Yeah, Instagram, Twitter.
That's right. Well, actually,
And talk at us, you know,
Sid.
talk at us about stuff. And if
Yeah.
you want to hear us talk about certain things, then talk to us, man. We'll do it.
There is a link.
This new platform that we have gives us the opportunity to have more people into like the meetings. You can have up to 100 people in a meeting at a time. So we
let's
have the
not do
potential
that.
now.
Let's not
No.
do that.
Tyson,
That
cut
true
that.
one. That
100
true
people?
one.
Cut that.
That
Tyson,
true
just
one
cut
just
that.
got
100
a huge
people?
boner.
Yeah, no. So, hey, Sid, where can
No,
we
but like,
find you?
email us.
Where
Talk
can
to
we
us on
find you?
Instagram, Twitter. You can find me at Squeed, SKWEED on Twitter. I'm SKWEED _love on Instagram, and the pod on Instagram is at Wheels Blues Pod. So check us out, follow us. I haven't been updating a lot because I've really just been reading books and playing video games. So not a lot of excitement to share on the gram there, but yeah, follow us.
It's not like we can get
Follow us,
together and
message
take
us.
awesome pictures. So,
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
but like,
I
you know,
mean-
get at us if you want to hear us talk about something or have questions for any of us. Like, get at us.
yeah, actually, right on the episode descriptions, if you listen on any platform, I think there is an option to leave a voice message that will go through on Anchor to us, and we will get it. And if you have something to say, let us know. We'll talk about it on the next pod, no problem. You can find me at Tin Can Blues on Twitter. You can find our website is wheelsbluespodcast.wixsite.com/my site. If you'd like to
Wow.
throw us an email, it's wheelsbluespodcast@gmail.com. That's Gmail, not Gmail, as I said in the last episode. The Pink Whitney's got to me, boys. So, Daniels, how about you? Where can we find you?
You can always find me at Eric _.
Holy
Pretentious.
83. Just keep hitting that underscore until you get through.
Telethon?
Yeah, hit me up. Tell me how much. Tell me how much you hate my top 5. I'll challenge you on Superman 2 any day of the week.
There you go.
Could have been number 1. Should have been number 1. But go fuck yourself, man. Clark Kent, my spirit animal.
All right, Wheels, how about you? Where can we find you, buddy?
And you can find me at Mighty Wheels on Twitter and everywhere else, Instagram, Facebook, all the other ones that I may or may not have signed up for, Justin Riddler, because I'm not that creative.
Okay, there you go. All right, well, thanks a lot, guys. It's been a slice.
It's good,
fucking-
boys.
Yeah, it was good. It was a good episode, boys.
Good to be back. Good to be back.
Fuck, we're glad to have you back, man. I'm damn glad to be here. Thank you all who listen to us. Please do whatever you can. Subscribe, like, rate
And
5 stars.
we'll keep going as long as this pandemic keeps happening. You will not lose us.
No, we're hell or high water, rain or shine. We will be recording podcasts and sending
We
them
will be.
every Monday.
Yeah.
Every Monday, without fail, they will be there. Even if you're not working, just pretend that you are and listen to us like you would. So
Neglect your family and friends for a couple hours to listen to
for
us.
the Wheels
Yes.
podcast.
Yeah,
we
absolutely.
It's
do
not
it every
family
week.
day. It's quarantine. Always with Wheels Blues.
There it is.
It is.
All right, everybody. Well, thanks for listening. We love you all.